Hello and welcome to Unusual Array, The Unusual Suspects 3. McCready and Roscoe's Excellent Adventure.
Roscoe, you go on an adventure?
So, anybody who didn't see last week's episode, the basic summary is that our heroes went to a town to kidnap a scientist on behalf of Cirrus Dracon. After they assembled their little ragtag team, they went to the town of Mistvale, which was a business town constructed by the Goldriches about 30 years ago. Through their investigation, they talked to several NPCs, yeoman, leader of the town, a few other various people. And the townsfolk some of them were a little concerned that weird things were going on. They continued on throughout the day, finding more information over the few nights that they were there before they decided to take a secret passage upon the suggestion of their good friend Val. To take a secret passage that he had found. Upon entering this secret passage, they were ambushed after they found the mage that they were looking for. The mage was killed by the ambushee or ambusher, known by the name of Kaufman Goldrich. Kaufman had set this trap for McCready because McCready had previously got away with a heist against the Goldriches. At the turning point of that, both Val and Hornet turned on the rest of the party as they had been replaced by plant creatures called podlings throughout the adventure without anybody noticing. The fight went pretty badly for the party. The podlings, the two body taker plants, which are what turned people into podlings, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, great movie, and a bunch of guards stormed in there and wiped them out with pretty quickly. To be honest, it was a good fight. At which point McCready, Roscoe managed to survive, but McCready got killed, which unfortunately screwed up the timeline. So McCready woke up in the Time Demon's office, who informed him that he had to give it another go and try this again. The basic concept for this episode is that it's the exact same as the last one, and it only changes when the party changes it. So I don't need to do anything for this one. It's great. With that, we're going to introduce our fantastic party. First up, we'll start with Hornet. Soph, explain Hornet.
Explain Hornet. Oh geez. Hornet is a goblin. They're about 3'6". Green skin, massive bulgy yellow eyes, big grin of loads of teeth that are all kind of they're not very good condition. Massive ears, like a green mullet. They have a big beehive on their back, and like their belt has loads of jars of bees and jars of honey. Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
and they have a big straw sun hat with loads of flowers on it and some bagpipes. I forgot to mention the bagpipes last session, but they got some bagpipes.
Awesome. Next up, JP, you want to explain McCready?
Yes. Hello. The attraction of this show is McCready, who is a warforged artificer, who is absolutely not based on a current character that may or may not be owned by a certain company.
Stop.
But he is a
pointing it out.
Why do you say this, JP? Every
time. It's like, hey, I'm
Every time.
copyright
Because it's a
infringing
thing.
everybody.
But yeah, he's like a sort of cowboy aesthetic. He's got loads of guns and stuff, and he's a very, very smart bot. Apart from that one time where he got killed and fucked the entire timeline over. So here we are.
It happens.
And next up is Dylan, who, whatever. We'll get to him later.
Okay.
After him is Jason,
Hey,
who is playing Roscoe. Describe Roscoe.
Yeah, Roscoe is a halfling. He's about 3'6", wears a lot of armor. I think he wears a hat now too. He wears a hat.
Nice.
Has a nice sword and shield.
He wears a hat in this timeline.
Now, we're not sure if Chris is going to be here, but probably for the second half. But he's playing a character called Val or Valinar, who is a gold elf, which is what we call what are they called, Jason?
Eladrin?
Eladrin. In Jason's world, he plays a fighter / rogue. And finally, we have Kyle, who's joining us this week.
Hey, I actually showed up.
Yeah, so you go ahead and
Hi, Kyle.
Kyle's playing a character from the first Unusual Suspects, his character Telvin. So you want to go ahead and describe Telvin?
So Telvin is, funnily enough, kind of in the similar boat as what Val is. You know, very sort of ornate clothing, kind of long, flowy-ish robe kind of deal, though, rather than sort of like in tighter stuff that Val would have had. He is a tiefling with sort of ashy gray skin, red eyes. black hair. It's kind of like slicked back a little bit, and like the horns are kind of like going back the way and curling up like that, and then down. And I love him.
He's a very suave person.
Oh,
And of
No,
course,
not. He's not suave. He's just extra.
And of course,
He's
my
just a bit-
favorite player, Bear, who's playing all the dogs that appear on stream anytime I'm running from now on.
Bear.
Bear rocks. He's playing every dog.
He is
And
all
they,
of them.
whatever he's doing, that's what dogs are doing. Okay, so
That means we get an insight into the life of Bear.
it does. He's lying down right now. It's Bear.
All dogs
okay.
in Jason's world are lying down right now.
All of them. Every last,
Dogs are
every
all that
last
nice,
one of
man.
them. All right, we ready to go, folks?
Yes.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
guess
So-
we are.
So, again, we join McCready as he wanders his way towards the Last Chance Tavern on the streets of not Bedrin. I misspoke last time. What was the name of the place, Jason?
Morrowind?
Marwind. Yeah, on the streets of Marwind, not Bedrin. McCready has got McCready had originally got an invite to here, but he's got a little bit more knowledge than he had last time, as he's been sent back in time to try and unfuck the timeline. So, McCready, you find yourself on the streets of that place that is Marwind. So you're near the tavern you were going towards at the start of the adventure.
Well, McCready is going to be quite dejected with the fact that he has to do this all over again, but he sort of takes a look at the badges that he was given by the time and looks at the one that he's wearing right now, and it's just like, all right, I suppose I'm gonna have to make sure that the rest of the folks get these. I'm going to make my way towards the tavern.
All right. Now, something you notice is that it's raining today, and it wasn't raining when you went in last time,
Ooh.
which is a little bit odd.
Hmm.
You do
Oh,
remember
God.
it rained a couple days before you went to that tavern, actually.
Huh.
You remember because you don't want to get rusty.
I
So
flatten the cap out a bit.
you make your way into the tavern, and you are greeted by your old friend LeBeau, a half-orc man, very handsome, wearing fairly extravagant clothes, who says, "McCready, come on in. Come join me. Come join me.
Hi, LeBeau.
I'm so glad that you accepted my invitation to come and hear out this proposal. Come, the rest are already in the back room. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Oh, you're all right, McCready. You're a little you seem a little off. You're not your usual self.
Let's just say I had a long few days. I'll explain it later to you, sure.
All right then. He leads you into the back room where you open the door and you see that Hornet,
All right.
Hornet, and Televin are sitting there.
Hi, Hor. Have Tail.
Oh, hello. I knew we'd be
That's-
working together, but I didn't know it would be so soon.
Pleasure's all mine. Hornet. Good
Uh,
to see you.
I don't think we've met before, so it's kind of weird that you know my name.
Right. I'll get to that as well.
I don't know
Uh,
yours though. So are you like a stalker or something?
Don't worry. He's just a robot. It's just one of those things he can do.
Kinda
Now-
weird though.
I understand that this is a little bit underwhelming, but I have more coming. Don't you worry. One of
Uh,
them should be here
I'm sure.
right about no.
Mm.
McCready, you remember the last time this happened? Roscoe popped into existence and fell face first on the table. You want to do anything about that, or
Yeah, I'm going to like sort of push. Is there any cushions here?
yeah? There's cushions. There's a nice bar. There's cushions on all the chairs, and there's several empty ones in this room because
I'm
it's a
actually
big
going
big
to
meeting room.
grab a cushion, and knowing where Roscoe pops out, I'm just going to take a cushion and
Okay, so
pop
you
it where.
you put it down right as LeBeau goes now, and a gash in space appears, and Roscoe the halfling falls out of it face first on the table. But
Oh, by
actually,
the word.
he hits his face on the pillow. Like Roscoe, you're met with a nice soft landing.
Wow. You do that every time?
My goodness, you are quick, McCready. I'm well. Thank you very much. Hello, Roscoe. How's it going?
Hey.
I'm sorry, I had a nice suave introduction ready, but McCready has baffled me with his speed and preparedness.
You just say, He's psychic.
Why is
Maybe,
the table
I
here
didn't-
now?
Well, I guess I redecorated, and I didn't know quite where you left.
Right. Well, thank
You-
you.
I-
Hello.
You're welcome. Well, thank
Yeah,
him. It wasn't
no
me.
problem.
This is Roscoe. He is one of my finest agents. He works for me maybe, what do you think, about once a year?
Once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
All right. He's, I promise you, he's one of my good ones. Now, hopefully, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure most of you remember your good friend, Valinor.
I
Yeah,
remember.
whereabouts is Val?
Well,
Well, he was meant to pick me up for dinner about 3 hours ago, but I don't know where that's been.
Well, he sent me a quick message saying that perhaps he wouldn't be here. He's hoping to join you in a few days' time, but I trust he will. And if he does, then excellent. He's very useful to me. Now,
I suppose.
Now.
in the-
the four of you must be wondering what I brought you here for.
it's for a job.
Dylan, you are
Yeah.
sitting in a chair in an office, covered in clocks and hourglasses. You've been here several times before. You recognize it very, very well. You sit patiently at the desk, boosted up a little by something, by a book or something, and you just wait patiently because you know your meeting is scheduled to be soon. And he's never late, is he?
Never.
After a few moments of waiting, really, or maybe an eternity, you're not quite sure. The hourglass on the desk flips over, and sand begins to stream out in a sort of a an elegant tentacle pattern going into the chair and manifesting into the form that you know as the Time Demon in his business attire, of course. The Time Demon in this form looks like a tiefling, sort of. White skin, gray eyes, black horns that are asymmetrical, wearing a white suit. As he turns to pick up a bit of paper, you see, as you always notice and admire, that his asymmetrical horns form the shape of an hourglass, and that sand floating above his head is slowly dripping down. The Time Demon turns to you and says, "Wilfred, how's it going?" I thought so. Very good.
A blank spits out of his mouth. Things are going quite well. Thank you very much.
Clip it, please. Clip it, please.
As he says that, he just sees a tongue squick out, get the fly, and it comes back into his mouth.
Oh my god!
As you do that, he like looks back and he's like, "I always love when you do that. It's why am I doing LeBeau's voice? I always love when you do that. It really amuses me. Listen, Wilfred, I got a job for you."
I figured. When am I going to this time?
Yeah, well, I don't really summon you for coffee often, do I? Well, essentially, one of my guys, well, he's not my guys, one of the guys in the timeline I was responsible for, has just really made a mess of things, really fucked things up. And it's basically split off into a separate timeline that's not supposed to happen. You know how it is, right?
He died, didn't he?
He died. He wasn't supposed to. He interacted with some pretty important folks that in the future that already happened, but then he died in the past. It's always messy. Now, you know me. I hate doing timelines. I hate redoing them. It's a hassle. You got to start from the beginning and work your whole way up. It's a whole day wasted. So
That's why I'm here.
that's why you're here. I think they're maybe a little bit out of their head. I'm gonna send you to do a little help for them. Okay, you'll slot right in as per usual. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
I never do.
Yeah, that sound okay? You okay to do that?
He pulls out a wee book from his satchel, or from his bag of holding that he has. He's gonna flick through it and be like, "Tell me when." He's gonna like keep flicking through like periods in time.
Now. And as he says now, LeBeau says, and I'm sure the five of you are wondering why I summoned you here. As you turn around and see Wilfred. Wilfred, who has been here the whole time. Wilfred, who you saw when you walked in, and who looked at you when you walked in, is sitting in his chair. Or actually, he's kind of sticking to the chair, looking back. Dylan, would you like to describe Wilfred?
So, Wilfred is a very small, kind of opaque, purplish colored grung.
Nice.
A grung, of course, is a frog person in Dungeons and Dragons.
Frog people!
It's Froggo time.
Froke.
They are dressed very modestly, just some common clothes, but the clothes are like from different eras of time. So some of it looks really off, some of it looks really old-fashioned. Like he's wearing a pair of jeans, or they're wearing a pair of jeans, and
What?
and they're wearing like a blousey white dress top from like way back when they had big fancy balls.
Are you just describing my wardrobe, Dylan?
And there's some he's wearing platform. They're wearing platform boots that are 6 or 7 inches in height.
Yeah.
Owen, did you actually read my mind?
No, are you wearing platform boots?
They're like platform space boots.
I didn't even. I swear to God, I didn't even look at your background. That's hilarious.
Like none of this is written
Incredible.
down. This is all just what I had in my head for Wilfred.
All right, Jesus, that's so funny.
Perfect.
I feel like I am Wilfred.
You are finally.
They're wearing like 6-inch platform space boots along with the rest of that outrageous attire.
Now, Wilfred, you don't know why you're here yet. You just simply don't. But I forgot the time demon was going to say this, but I forgot to say it as him. You know that you can call upon the time demon if you need to check in. You know how it is, those corporate check-ins. So you can do that. Not too often though. Try to keep it to once. He doesn't like to be disturbed. The whole point of this is to save him time, so he doesn't want to have to talk to you too much.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Imagine working for the fucking time demon. What the fuck, man?
So LeBeau continues. I must confess, I am not your employer this time. I'm merely a middleman who's taken a little bit of a slice off the top, of course.
Someone else, I think.
May I introduce your employer? And then in walks Lady Cirrus Strachan, a tall black dragonborn woman, and mother of Sheila Strachan from the main campaign. Unusual array every Thursday at 7:34.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing this.
Right here on QCon Belfast. So
Evening,
Lady
Mr.
Cirrus
Tom.
Strachan walks in, and do you want me to go through that again, or should we just skip past what she says?
We can.
For Kyle and Dylan's benefit,
Okay.
I guess. you can go through it.
I watched the last VOD.
Yeah,
I know
also
what the
have I.
deal
Okay.
is.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay. So Lady Cirrus Strachan comes in. She's kind of pernickety.
I sort of go like, Mr. Khan, hello.
Hello, McCready. So, and then she just explains, I need you to apprehend someone for me. Bring them to me.
I sort of like, while she's talking, can I like slide a pin over to Hornet, just like.
Okay, yeah, no problem. You
because I know what happens when I don't intervene there.
Yeah, no problem. You give the pin to Hornet.
Yeah, Hornet had like just shot out their hand to shake.
No. McCready gets there slightly before that.
Well, it's fine. Her hand's about to go out, and the pin just kind of comes in front of them.
Yeah.
And they pick it up because there is a shiny.
Okay. I'm not gonna now. I suppose I will describe it. Hornet. The second you put that pin on, you get full and total clarity of everything that happened in the first time loop. Your mind, like now, you don't react because it happens so instantly, and like it basically is such an alien concept that you can't even react to it in a human way. But you, from the third person, see everything that happened to you and everything that happened to McCready during the time loop. You see that as you were exploring the town, you got snagged by a plant known as a body taker. You got digested and spit out as a podling. Your perception ended there, but because McCready is also wearing a badge, you know that you were dead, you were a podling, and eventually you turned on the party after Kaufman killed Clatter Smash, the Kenku mage that you were looking for. You also remember that last time you stuck your hand out and you said some stuff to Cirrus Strachan, and she knocked like 2,000 or 3,000 gold off your reward.
Hornet just kind of like open mouthed, like looks round at McCready.
I just sort of go like.
At which point Cirrus Strachan goes, "Wow, a well-behaved goblin. I'm shocked."
It's something you get used to when you work.
You weren't lying. These do seem to be quality, LeBeau. And she continues to explain the quest to you, which is there's a town called Mist Vale, down by the Lost Lands, and in it there is a mage employed by the Goldriches who never leaves the citadel in which he works. His name, as she says, is Clat R Smash, but upon meeting them in the first time loop, and you'll all know this, so there's no point in me saying. His name is Clatter Smash, the onomatopoeia for clattering and smashing, because they're a Kenku. So she explains the quest, and you're allowed to go on your way. You have an extra 2 days now. It took you 8 days until the first time. You are 2 days before that when this is starting, so you have an extra 2 days, which is manifesting as exactly 4 hours.
Oh.
You've got 4 hours to unfuck the timeline, and it's counting down.
Oh jeez.
Oh, until
Oh, crap.
okay, right.
That's more time than the last session was. You have more time because I gave you more time, but that is
All
it.
right.
So
Okay.
what's your plan? You guys can walk on out. You're free to the world now. Transport's provided via train and cart. You can take it. You can not. It's all up to you now.
I'll climb off the
So when
table and
Sears-
follow
I
Devers.
sort of wait for LeBeau to leave the room, and it's just like, can I have a sort of planning discussion with the rest of these guys for a second? Just so
Why, of course. Your ride is waiting outside. They'll take you straight to the train if you so wish. Although take any transport you want.
yeah, I think we'll take any transport we want. Thank you.
All right. Well, toodaloo, and remember, don't let me down, or you know the consequences.
Oh, don't worry. I know exactly what the consequences.
JP, you get inspiration for that. That was a very good line.
I already have it straight.
Oh no, it didn't. It doesn't carry over. So now you've got it again.
All right, fine.
That's nice. Okay.
Anyway, as we sort of walk out of the room, I sort of then stop the other three and just go, all right, you three are gonna need to put these on right now because
What is it?
it'll tell.
It's like this really cool thing. You'll see.
Like
Yeah.
drugs?
It's better than
No.
drugs.
No,
It's
this is-
time.
It's from Japan. It's a gray oblong pill.
I won't. You'll have more time to see once you have it on.
More time.
Wait,
Can I
time
get
fun.
DM inspiration for that little quote on?
Thank you.
So yes, I hand the rest of the party 3 more pins.
All
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the two that weren't there first. Televin and Winfred? Wilfred. Sorry, I've learned everyone else's name, Dylan, but not yours.
I'd do whatever way you said. It doesn't really matter.
Wilfred. Well, Televin and
Time
Wilfred,
frog.
as you put on these badges, you find yourself watching a third-person perspective of several people of the people in the room, plus an extra one, traveling. Who you recognize as Tal. He's looking quite good. You watching from the third person as these people travel to this town, interact with a bunch of townsfolk who are very, very nice to them, who share their suspicions about things going on in town, and you see the consequences of that whole trip. You see Val getting snatched in his sleep, Tel, and getting immediately digested and turned into a pod person or a podling, which is quite horrific for you to watch. You see as they make their way to the Citadel, go through a secret entrance, and are ambushed and ultimately defeated. Before it sort of gets fuzzy and cuts off right as McCready dies. Wilfred, you see all this. It's not that shocking to you. You sort of had an idea of what your assignment might have been, but you see the consequences of it now. So all of you now know exactly what happened last session. You have the player's perspective of last session. So
Cool.
anything you can just ask me for details. I'll fill them in. Okay.
Mhm.
Now,
So
Roscoe. Sorry, 1 second. Roscoe, when you put on your pin, does a sorry, 1 second.
Are we going to attempt to kill Roscoe?
No. Does a 17 hit?
No.
Okay. You dodge out of the way as one of the guards in the Citadel thrusts their spears at you.
Oh god.
And a couple. Okay, that's one guard thrusts its spear at you. You manage to dodge out of the way despite your confusion. Another one takes a stab at you. Does an 8 hit?
No.
Again,
Bruh.
another one takes a stab. You're glancing it off. Outside, there's flames and noises of explosions. Around you, there's some body taker plants encroaching. It's your turn. What do you do?
So I'm in the room where there's like a window leading to the mists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to throw my sword at it and try and jump free.
Okay, no problem. So, if you're trying to throw the
I'm gonna
sword
try and
ahead
throw
of you.
sword at the glass.
Okay, roll to hit with that.
Okay. That's natural one. Or that's
Natural
7
one?
actually. 16 total. It looks
Okay,
similar.
let me.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Okay.
Let's see. Window 5e. I gotta check this.
Probably not a lot.
It's probably
Probably
not,
like
but I'll just. It's
5.
probably 5. But just let me check, guys. Oh. Oh no, it's not. Glass is 13. So no, that misses.
16 was
You-
what I got.
It's 16.
Oh, you got a
That's
16.
got
Sorry,
16.
I thought you said. Oh, okay, never mind. That does it then. Sorry, I misheard you. Then my mistake. You throw your sword at the window and it smashes through. You're able to make your way and run and make an acrobatics check to see if you can jump through unharmed.
Acrobatics, sure. That's 13.
Okay, yeah, it's an open window. I'm gonna say it's not gonna be too hard to do. So you kind of like jump your way through the window. About halfway through the window, you cut back to the tavern you're in. Roscoe, you're still there. You're in both timelines at once because you didn't die.
Oh
Oh,
my
God.
god.
You're still there, and you're here as well.
What
What have you
the?
done to me?
I was just trying to tell you what happened the last time.
What's happening?
Listen, I did not ask to see a bloody horror show.
Yeah, neither did I, but here we are.
Ribbit.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Neither did you. You were the one who deliberately planted whatever the hell this thing is.
Kyle, you don't think it's an illusion or anything. You know that was real.
Oh, okay.
Like you have full objective knowledge of what happened.
Yeah.
Like you know everything Kyle knows about this.
Okay. Shit,
Okay.
that was another timeline.
Yes.
Now you're getting it.
Holy shit.
Hornet turns to Roscoe. So I'm sorry I grabbed you and tried to kill you, but as you know, that kind of wasn't me. It was some weird plan, but then in the end, you killed it, so you killed me. So I think we're even.
Sure.
Yo,
Well, look.
Existential crisis mode for Roscoe.
So
Wait.
Goldrich is definitely.
Well, I'm confused though. Why is things different here now? I understand it's a split timeline, but I mean, I wasn't there. Wilfred wasn't there previously.
Yeah.
Val isn't here now.
Yeah. that could be a
Wilfred's gonna
problem.
whip out like a what do you call it? Like one of those wee cards you get for
Fountain pens. No, sorry.
like a fountain pen and the wee message cards for Stullion. What do you call
Okay.
them?
Oh yeah, flashcard.
Yes, thank you, flashcard.
Yeah.
And they're gonna just draw a picture of a line and some branches on it.
Okay.
That's a
Well,
very
yeah,
nice
you don't have to
picture,
roll for it.
Wilfred.
Cool.
No. Well, you can very easily tell from Wilfred's skilled art that he's describing
Just-
like a different
It's a
timeline
split
and
timeline.
that he's at a point in a timeline that's before the original split. So things are a little different this time because you were sent back earlier.
I thought it was.
Because-
a-
Because
Where-
Tell, you weren't available 2 days from now. You had
I was
plans.
not.
So, but you are now because
Mm.
it's earlier and you committed to this first. you see?
Okay.
So
okay.
little things like that. The time demon shifted things around just to make it a little bit easier for you guys.
Just to give us some wiggle room. Okay.
Exactly.
This is essentially the plot of Loki.
No, it's not. I've never seen that show.
Right. Well, look. Well, we know where this Kenku person is now.
Yes.
Why don't we just go and storm the citadel? We don't need to go and deal with the people in the town.
Well,
We can
No.
avoid them entirely.
Yeah, but then I was thinking if like the body snatcher thing got me and Val, they might have already got people in the town. So if we storm the citadel, maybe all the townsfolk comes after us, and I mean that wouldn't be very good.
Plus, the way we get there is Sir Goldrich's train, which doesn't exactly scream subtlety.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Maybe like Mr. Goldrich would know that we're there if we took the train.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have took the train that they owned.
Yeah.
We could take a cart. If we are a few days ahead, then we could probably take some sort of cart.
Yeah.
Wilfred's gonna take out another flashcard and just write 3 words on it in Grung. And it's just Kyle, you can read any writing, yeah?
Yeah.
Wilfred's going to know this just because time.
Because time, yeah.
Cool.
He's going to hand the flashcard to you, and it just says prep, prep, prep. But they've underlined the third prep because it was missed the last time.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't already, please add a badge of shifting sands to your inventory. And McCready, you get rid of them as you give them away. Okay.
That is a cool
I'm good.
name.
Cool.
Yes, it is. You can see the exact. You know what? I'll read it out because I'm proud of this item. I think it's great. So what all of you got? I can't find McCready now. What all of you got is a badge of shifting sands. While wearing this badge, you have full objective knowledge of all events that you experienced before the time loop from the third-person perspective, as well as the events of any other creatures wearing a badge of shifting sands have experienced. If the badge is removed from a creature, they will immediately forget any and all knowledge of the original timeline until the badge is put back on again. Your knowledge of previous events gives you advantage on initiative tests. This badge can be thrown at a range of 5, 10 feet. Short range 5, long range 10. And it will stick to its target on a hit.
That's fucking
Cool.
neat.
That's sick.
So, like,
Yeah.
reading the card, he's just going to look down at Wilfred and is like, I found Val, he's a frog now.
I don't think that's. I don't believe we met.
We're in the frog timeline.
We're in the frog timeline.
The frame line.
I'm-
Right.
the fr- I apologize, Wilfred. That was a tasteless joke, but it was also funny.
Hornet sticks out their hand to shake Wilfred's.
Wilfred is going to reach into his bag of holding, pull out a pair of gloves, and then shake.
I mean, like,
Oh.
they're not that sticky. I was.
They are that.
Dylan, you
sticky.
can have inspiration for that.
We know they're that sticky.
Thank you very much, Owen, by the way. Wilfred's going to take out another flashcard from the bag of holding and just draw like a skull and crossbones with X's in the eyes and show it to Hornet and then point to himself or themselves.
You're dying? Once-
Right.
Oh,
Well-
oh! I mean, like, do you have like an injury? Cause I got like this special honey that heals stuff.
I think
hold
it
on.
means that he's poisonous. Like, if
Hold
you
on.
touch him, you could get sick. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
As McCready asked that there, you just hear very faint.
Yeah.
Like the word is in there, it just...
Nice. Hell
Well, Wilfred, just translation me from now. Make easier.
Wilfred
Or-
writes on the flashcard and hands it to Tell. It's like, I can understand your comment perfectly, I just can't speak it.
Oh, fair enough then. My apologies.
Takes out another one, writes on it, my skin is poison.
How many flashcards
Yeah.
do you have? Are you gonna run out?
His skin is poisonous.
oh.
He's going to look at Roscoe to pull out another flashcard and just do an infinity loop on it.
What?
And just hand it to him.
Whoa!
I think this means he has infinite
He
flashcards.
looks like an 8. He only has
Yeah.
8.
Yeah,
And
that's my.
I've already
Um,
used most
anyone-
of those.
Anyone with an intelligence above 15 knows it's an infinity symbol. Anyone who doesn't can
What's
Mine's a
Roscoe?
Above
14.
15?
McCready's just like.
Mine's 8.
Mine is 14.
I'm 15, so.
I'm doing an awful high standard for knowing the infinity symbol, to be honest. Like it should be like a
Yeah.
10, but
Do we need us to get more?
Fuck it. No, look, he's fine. He's fine. It means he has infinity amount.
It says 8.
He
Okay.
has-
Is that an amount?
if you put an 8 sideways, it means unlimited.
Oh,
That's what
I'm
it
going.
means in writing.
Well,
I am
let's
going to need
put
so
other
much more
numbers
booze to get through
sideways.
this.
We'll just get into that one.
Anyway.
I mean, if you put like a 7 sideways, it looks like a cool
We don't
sportsman
have a
logo.
lot
So
of time
this
as it
heist-
stands.
Look,
I think
frankly,
we-
I don't
Go on,
enjoy
Sam.
being in a fucked timeline. So how about we actually sort this out?
I like how the official name is now the fucked timeline. It's amazing.
As it should be.
Right. I say we get a few extra supplies, then we find a different way to get to the town, under the nose of Goldrich so that they don't know we're coming. That way, I think we can do some stuff that could potentially make this easier on ourselves and make it easier on the town later on.
So do you think we should like find who the podlings were and like kill them so that we don't get killed, or that they don't tell?
Well,
the
first of
Goldriches
all, we
about it?
stick together. No one's going off on their own.
Yeah.
I also think that the podlings were a symptom of something that wasn't entirely for us to deal with. It just happened to coincide with what Goldrich had.
Yeah, but he was like using them.
Wilfred hands
that-
another flashcard to Tal. Says correct.
I like you. I like you. I'm keeping you.
Wilfred like looks up at Wilfred. They are like 2.5 feet tall.
Oh jeez.
Is that 2.5? Is that 2.5 with the platforms?
Yes.
They're tiny.
Fantastic. I'm picturing the frog from Over the Garden Wall, but like purple.
Nice.
Yeah. Kinda. Yeah.
So look, we don't need to deal with the podlings. The podlings are not our problem, as far as I'm concerned. Our main objective is getting this Kenku and getting him the fuck out of there.
Yeah, but they weren't able to get the Kenku last time because me and Val went all podling and then we like attacked them.
Then how about you don't run off and we'll be
I didn't.
fine.
Yeah, you're right. All it took was 2 people getting slightly distracted, and Hornet
Yeah.
got snatched. These aren't your standard Van Richten's body takers. I may have beefed them up a little bit.
We remain as a solid, cohesive group. We go through the town. We don't stop for anything.
We linked our arms
we
the
keep
entire
moving.
time.
I was just about to say,
Well-
Hornet takes Tal's hand and just kind of clamps it, and it's very sticky.
Now,
You said
Everyone-
cohesive.
everyone make an intelligence check for me, please.
Oh Jesus!
Okay, an intelligence check.
4.
Good
Lord.
thing I have an 8 in that.
I got
straight
8.
in, yeah.
Yep,
I got
just an in
18.
check. 18.
18.
7.
5.
14.
Okay. Okay, so Tell, you think, right,
Yes.
you've got an extra couple days. You don't need to go down there right away. You think, okay, we can prep, we can do stuff here in this city away from us. So you're like, you sort of go, right, hang on. I'm thinking fourth dimensionally now. We don't need to do the same thing in the same way. We can do other stuff. Now, McCready, you have a similar thought. And you remember that there is a Hunters Guild here with some, like a Monsters Hunter Guild that might have some information. There's a great library with some rare books. There's a lot of apothecaries. There's all kinds of little niche shops. If there's anything else you think might be useful, ask me. I'll tell you if it's in this city. But it occurs to both of you. Wait a second, we got more time. We don't have to do things this way. Let's figure this out.
Right. We can get stuff.
Yes,
here.
yes, Phil.
From knowing the timeline, but I've seen stuff from Val's perspective as well.
Yeah. Well, Val's not wearing a badge right now, so no.
Ooh.
But from third party, I know what.
Well,
They-
you
they had
saw
done-
you saw anything that had Val. Like anytime anyone else was near Val, you saw Val in their perspective, but you didn't. You can't see Val's perspective. Like you don't know what happened when he went off on his own because he was separated and he wasn't within sort of line of sight of the other people.
Okay.
You know.
Would I have seen the map then?
Well, if anyone else saw the map, then yes.
Yeah, we all
Sure,
saw the map.
Val took a copy of it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so we
all
have
saw
map.
it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he showed the rest of you as well. So yes, you would have seen the map.
Okay, so can I take time as part of prep to recreate the map before?
Yeah,
we go?
sure. No, you're gonna
Yeah.
be able. You're gonna be able to succeed this anyway. But let's see how quickly you can do it. Roll me a painter's tools check, please. So that would be dexterity or intelligence, whatever you want. Plus your proficiency. Yeah. So, because you're proficient in those.
So D20 plus 4 plus 2.
Yep.
Yes, that is a 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 4 is 12.
Okay. So You sort of try to do a really quick sketch of it, and it just you fuck it up. You just shit, and you like you scratch that pad off, and you do it again, and you start to take your time with this one. This is gonna take you because you're doing it from memory, even though it's objective in third person. It's a little fucky, so it takes you about an hour to copy this map down perfectly. But
That's fine.
you then have the map.
While he's doing
Which
that,
means
we
that
can go
you
and-
are doing that for the next
Mhm.
hour. If other people are doing other things, that's what you're doing for now.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna go and fucking buy a because I know I now have more stuff that I can. Somehow I feel like I've got more resources available to me. It's just like I feel like I've had. I can do more stuff
Oh, yeah.
despite.
And by the way, as soon as you guys put the badges on, the experience of everything that happens sort of
Mhm.
sort of brings you forward a couple hypothetical levels. And you're at a hypothetical level 10 maybe because of the experiencing all those things.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
They did this before, folks. I didn't just make them level up live on stream. I just forgot to say to you, the audience.
Yeah, I'm gonna find another thing that I can infuse real quick.
I'm going to go and hit up the library in the meantime.
Yeah, me too.
Good. It's right. The library is. I say where the library is because I
Okay.
know where it is. I
We live here.
sort of direct it out.
Cool.
Okay. Hornet.
Yes,
what's
I
your-
know.
So what's Hornet doing?
That was a good question.
Do you want a minute to think about it?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go with McCready first. McCready, you step out along with no. So if you decide you wanted to go with either of them, you will have gone with either of them. Okay, like you're not stuck behind because you didn't think of it quickly. But McCready McCready, Roscoe, and Tell all leave that tavern and split off in separate directions because they're separate directions. The places they're going. McCready, as you're walking out and to the right, you see a dog on the street. It's like a little mutt, kind of mangy, and it is sleeping on the ground.
That's cute.
Now, hang on. Let me just. Now, what do you do? Anything? How heavy are you walking here?
I mean, I suppose I'm not really taking my time to sneak about. I'm just sort of walking casually. I just sort of
Walking normally, yeah.
Sleeping dog. That's cute.
Okay, dog doesn't wake up. Great.
I heard him from the other room fucking doing the steps.
The dog woke up. There was tail while he's walking away. He made quite a loud noise. He was talking to Roscoe, and this stray dog woke up and ran towards it. Okay, so McCready, where are you going? Where are you planning to go?
Open the door.
I'm gonna go and buy some items, including a signet ring, which I'm just going to take out of my money that I.
Okay,
actually just have.
hang on. You're going to a shop. Let's do this.
Yeah. Alright.
What kind of shop you want to go to?
Just like a-
You are splitting from the original actions now, JP. Stuff has consequences.
Well, I'm going to go to just a regular general store because I don't want to actually buy anything that could potentially timeline a ton. So
Okay.
just a bunch of smaller knickknacks which I can influence for my personal game
problem.
instead.
No problem at all. So you decide to just go to a general store. Let me just get some folks up. Okay. No. So you know there's a general store pretty close to the tavern you just walked out of, but it's not very good. You know there's a better general store a little bit further away. It would take you maybe half an hour to walk there and half an hour to walk back. What do you think? Are you gonna go to the one that's close by and kind of shit, or go to a better one?
Go to the better one.
Okay, so you make your way
I
towards
have
the better
time.
one. No problem. You make your way towards the better one. You're walking through the streets along the cobblestones, and you go to this lovely general store called like Ashglades Amenities.
Ashglades Amenities.
And you go inside, and now, do you want to have been in here before? Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay, no problem. You go in and you see behind the counters one of those kind of like glass ones with things in it. There's knickknacks all over of every type. There's little cat figurines. There's a sword. There's what looks to be a cart, but very, very small. There looks to be a hat for a bird or something. Like there's really weird stuff in here. several like skeletons of like random mundane creatures, but they're posed into funny poses and stuff like that. Very fun, very weird place. But basically, you know that they've probably got what you're looking for. Behind the
Yeah.
counter, you see a little old woman. She's got rugged brown skin. She's got a bald head. She's only about 4'5". She's a little bit hunched over. Nice, sort of soft, innocent face. Brown eyes, and she goes, "Oh, McCready, welcome again."
Hello there. Do I know this?
You know her.
person's
This
name?
is Amity Ashglade, the owner of this store.
Amity. Hello there,
Um,
Amity.
How can I assist you today, McCready?
I'm just looking for a couple of knickknacks. Like, you got any sort of nice signet rings that I could potentially infuse later on?
I don't know what this infused business is, but I have every ring you can ever want. And then she kind of goes, she like starts to hobble off kind of to the other side of the counter, and it's taking her fucking forever. It takes her about 30 seconds to move a foot. She's so going so slow, and she's so old.
Greedy's a
But then
patient man.
she goes forward several steps, and she kind of reaches under the glass counter and pulls out like a box, and you can see that like she's picking it up, and she's like shaking as she's like trying to lift it up to the counter. She kind of squinting the whole time, and then she kind of gets it above the counter and drops it, and it sort of like clatters on the counter, and the counter doesn't break or anything, but it goes like and there's like a mighty racket from it, and it's just a box absolutely full of rings.
All right. I just sort of look in, pick one out at sort
This
of
one has a little fly on it.
like,
A gift, and she just puts it in your hand.
oh, thank you, Amity. You are way too kind. And I kiss, but you know, no lips.
And then she just kind of like puts her hand against your like cold face, and she's like, ah,
I make a kissing noise.
the lips of a lover.
Initiate kit stock DXE.
What else?
Maybe now you stick to the no lips thing.
Yeah. What else? What else can I get for you? For you. She rolls out. Now I can't roll my R's very well, but essentially she rolls her R's a lot,
She says
excessively when she
McCready.
speaks. Yeah, Kyle, could you
nice.
do McCready but roll the R as long as you can?
McCready.
Yeah, about that level is what she rolls her R's.
McCready. Yeah.
Lady.
Is there anything else I can get for you?
I suppose have you got any?
Hello, McCready. Welcome. What can I get for you from my oddities?
Oh my
suppose,
god,
do you
they're an
have any-
Oblivion NPC.
Do you have any healing potions by any chance?
Let me look in the back, and then she starts to like shuffle her way to the back. We're gonna cut to Roscoe and Tell for now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you make your way. You're making your way towards the library, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, you both know where the library is, so you get there without any fault. Roscoe,
Hello.
does a
Oh Jesus.
17 hit?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, you as you've dived out the window and tucked into a roll, roll a dexterity check, see if you can pick your sword up in that roll, or whether you're gonna have to take a second to grab it again.
Okay, hold on. Dexterity check. I need to load my sheet up again. 10.
10, okay. No, you sort of go to grab it mid-roll, but you fuck up and just kind of miss it, so you're gonna have to take a little second to go back and get it. Just as you're doing that, a spear flies past your face, and because you took a second to grab your thing, another one's flying towards you. Does a 21 hit?
21 does not hit.
Okay, so again, another spear flies towards you as you're bending down to pick up your sword, but you kind of manage to deflect it with your shield, get it out of the way. You notice you are in what is like a garden, but you're actually still encased by the outer wall. You've gone from one section of the citadel to another section of the citadel.
Okay.
You're in like what is basically a great open garden. You see there's like trees, there's some other odd plants and all that. What do you want to do?
Do you see any exits? Anywhere I can go to like maybe climb up or
Roll.
something?
Do you have dark vision?
Dark vision. I think I do.
Halflings, I
Halfling.
think, do.
Yeah.
Well, do halflings have dark vision? I thought they didn't.
I
They
think
don't.
do.
I don't think they do.
Pretty sure they
Sorry.
do.
I don't. Do I don't think so.
No, okay, you don't. That's fine. Well, you're gonna have to roll an investigation check at disadvantage then, to see if you can spot a way out in the darkness.
Okay, investigation.
Ah.
Disadvantage.
Jason doesn't get to play often, so I'm giving him the coolest subplot.
11.
11. Okay. You really are just kind of lost in this at the moment. You're not sure if there's an exit, but you think you see some lights on the other side, but they're slightly obscured by bushes. That's about the best you can make out at the moment. Now, it is open above you, like it's a wall, but there's no roof above you. It's just it appears to be the outer wall.
Actually, I might use one of my my maneuvery dice to add on to that. It's one of my abilities.
Okay, sure.
So I'm gonna roll a d10. So now it's a 12.
That's a 12. Okay. As the branches sway a little bit in this space, and you can see what looks to be like a torch hanging above some kind of doorway. You're kind of disoriented at the moment, so you're not sure if that leads past the wall or back into the facility, but that's the only door you can spot with that roll.
I'll go for it.
Okay, so you run through there, no problem at all. Okay, we're back in the streets. You're walking along with Televan. You're making your way towards the library. No issues there. You get to the library. What do you want to do?
What are you
Go
looking
into the
for?
library. I'm going to see if there's anything in particular about those podlings. If we do happen to run into them, I would.
That's what I was gonna look up. Same wavelength.
We're on the same boat here, Roscoe.
Okay, so you guys go into the library and you're gonna be trying to research that. I think a research roll is just an investigation check, Jason. I'm not sure. Okay, both of you can roll investigation checks, and you can both do it with advantage because you're sort of taking your time to comb through a library rather than.
Yeah.
I will have
Having a
gone
quick
to
look.
the library with them.
Okay, Hornet. Anything you want to have said or done on the way there?
No, they kind of wait behind for a bit and then decide, oh, that is where I want to go. So they spend the time like we're just kind of running after them with their
Okay.
short legs.
No problem.
And
You
bees kind of
catch up.
coming out.
You catch them. You catch up to them. No problem. As you get to the library, you walk in, and the woman behind the desk kind of like looks at you like curiously, and she says like, "Are you with the entomology wing?"
I've got bees' wings. I don't know about entomology.
Must be a delivery. Okay, go on through. Okay. Now you can also roll with advantage your investigation check to see if you can find anything. You're basically splitting up into separate parts of this library to try and find anything that.
I would like.
Actually, sorry. So, are you also trying to look up podling stuff, or are you looking up something
No.
different?
I'm looking up something different.
Okay. In which case, what are you looking up?
I am going to look up some stuff on the gold riches, specifically in that town, and information about the citadel.
Okay, no problem. Right, so you're going to be rolling without advantage. The reason they have advantage is because they're looking for the same thing
That's
and
fine.
can kind of help each other. So you have a flat roll. So Soph, what did you get first?
I shall roll now. What am I rolling? Sorry.
An investigation check, please.
Investigation. Okay. Skills.
Here we go.
Oh, this is not going to be very good. Oh, it was so close to a natural 20. I'm going to use my trans rights.
Okay.
Was it what was it?
It was a
seven.
7.
Yeah, not yeah. Well, beat
8.
Oh, nice. So,
Slightly better.
Hornet, you check all the you think everywhere to look. You go to the G section for gold, or you go to the minerals section for gold. You go to the economy section looking for rich, gold to see if that works. Doesn't work. You walk right past the political section because what are they? What's gonna know? Boring.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And unfortunately, you don't find a thing about the gold riches. You do find out that gold is a very good conductor as a metal.
Ugh.
You didn't know that
Silver
before,
linings.
and now you know it. Now, you two, with your advantage rolls while you're looking for information on the podlings, what did you get?
20.
I got an 8.
You got an 8, Tell,
Yeah.
and you got a 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tell, you're wandering through. You check the natural history section. You can't find anything. You check the monsters section. You can't find anything. You're getting a little frustrated. You're not used to this much work.
I have people to do this for me. Why am I doing it myself?
Yes. And unfortunately, you don't find anything. You more or less find where not to look. As you sort of do that, you say nothing there, and Roscoe knows not to bother checking. Roscoe, you are looking all around. You check the political section, nothing there. Monsters again, nothing there. You check botany, nothing there. But it was a good shout until you finally kind of walk past a very small section. It doesn't have a sign. It's just sort of like one string of shelves at the very corner of one of the floors of this really cool library that I've decided has multiple floors. And you find yourself sort of drawn to it. It's nearly feels a little colder, and it looks it's just a little weird, and you can't help but walk a little closer. Upon searching the shelves, you find odd books in strange languages that you don't understand. You see diagrams depicting creatures being shocked with lightning and sitting up. You see odd books that seem to be made of some kind of skin or something and have a face in it. There's some passages you start to read Klaatu Varata, forget this, and you stop reading.
Get me those books, please. I can read those languages.
He's not interested in them. He's not going to take them with him. But then you pick up one book on a whim, where the dust sort of nearly seems to be floating slightly over it rather than settled on it. Almost like a mist, actually. You pull that book out and you don't understand a word that's written in there. It's in a language you've never seen before. But upon randomly flicking, you do see an illustration that's of a creature you're never going to forget, which is a body taker plant.
Oh. Well, I can't read this.
Did you find something?
Yeah, but I can't read it.
Give it here.
Sure. I give it there.
Cool. All right, so what does it say?
Okay, so as you open the page, I love that perk so much.
Yeah, holy shit, this is so handy.
Eyes of the Runekeeper, folks, let you read all language.
Literally all language.
So you open the book, or you get shown the page that Roscoe was on. You see the illustration of the body taker plant. You aren't sure what the language is either because it doesn't give you knowledge of what the language is, but you can read it. And you see that
it's certainly a language.
They're called body taker plants, although sometimes they're called like body snatchers. Sometimes they're called different things. What was the I had a name for them actually. On a bullet point, it was a very good one. Sometimes they're called capgrass, which is very, very odd. You discover it warns that if you see one of those, to basically get the fuck out of there because it's probably hopeless. If there's one, there's 10. If there's 10, there's 100. They're really, really like invasive. They're actually intelligent plants. They're smarter than a lot of people, and they sort of, from what you can gather, they think they're the supreme race and that everything will be fine once everyone is a podling. Now, you've noticed there is a small segment saying that while no known weaknesses for the podlings or the body takers are known, you did notice that there is writing noting that creatures that are venomous seem to not get absorbed by them. Like there's things called there's creatures you've never heard of. Jason, I'm going to invent a Lost Lands creature here. Like dirt rock scorpions that have a potent venom, and they've been observed to have been spit out by the body takers instead of being digested. And that's everything you can get.
Rock scorpions.
Yeah, rock scorpions. I don't know, dude. I had to think of a venomous animal.
I do have stats for rock scorpion that I homebrewed.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not joking. Hold on, I'll send
Are they venomous?
They do have poison, yeah.
We're literally becoming one, Jason. This is incredible. I just picked a random thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you guys fucking? Oh no.
What? Huh?
Oh, God,
what?
Jeez. I can't. An Anzel there.
Hell yeah! Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna lock my door really quick.
I can't believe that. That's so cool.
And I was like, is he looking at my home creatures? What's
No,
going on?
I didn't know that. Giant rock scorpion. That's great.
Giant rock scorpion.
Yeah. Well, the giant rock scorpions have been observed to have been spit out. There's a small illustration of what they look like, and they look like scorpions, but whatever Jason makes them look like.
Made a rock.
Okay, so that's everything you can get from that. We're gonna cut back to Wilfred. Wilfred, you have drawn the map in perfection. Do you guys need me to send the map in again, or do you still have your copies of it?
So I will get
Send
mine.
it for me, please.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna send it into Amulet of Anvil, I suppose, because that's where we put stuff. Upload a file. The most exciting gameplay.
What?
Okay,
Waiting for maps to load.
You one-to-one copy the map. Now, even the symbols you don't understand because you can't read common.
Yeah.
But you managed to capture it absolutely perfectly. There's the map of Miss Vale, Dylan.
Thank you.
Okay, so you go ahead and you draw that. It's great. You're about an hour behind everyone else now. What do you want to do? What's your plan now that you've drawn that?
Is there a map of the area in this room?
What do you mean? The map of which area?
Of this area?
Not in this room, but I'm sure you could find one pretty easily. Like it's not an uncommon thing to have a map of different areas.
Yeah, so I'm looking for one of this area, and I want to see. Just look for basically, is there a waterway connecting from here to the town?
Okay. Okay.
Ah.
Let me see. Jason, permission to invent a waterway in case it comes to that. Sweet. You're gonna have to try and find a map. So I'm gonna need you to roll an investigation check to see as you, because there's none in this room. You can just start checking the wider areas, the taverns and all that. But you're just gonna need to find one.
Okay. I'm going to use my trans rights on that because that was a 5.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, that's an 11.
Okay, no problem. So you start you go out of this room because there's none in there into the main part of the tavern, and you start just sort of looking around the place. You're looking in drawers in the tavern. You sort of gesture to the map and ask to the barkeep, but they don't quite understand you. Before you turn around, and there is actually quite a large one hung on the wall behind you. So you found a map of the area. Now, it doesn't. It looks like quite an old map, so you're not sure how accurate it is. It seems to be a little wonky compared to other maps you've seen, but there does look like there's a faint line coming from about, I'll say, 6 miles south and 4 miles east. There does look to be a line that could be a river that goes down towards the Lost Lands. It doesn't quite make it all the way there, but it would take you the guts of the way if you manage to find a way to get across it. Again, if it exists, you're not sure because rivers change over time, don't they, Jason?
Yeah,
And coasts erode.
they do that. Coastal erosion's a thing that happens.
I'm going to draw a little boat on a river, show it to the barkeep, point to the river part, and then point to the map.
Okay.
And
Roll
then shrug
a.
my shoulder.
Let me see. Roll a. I guess persuasion. Would that be for communicating? Persuasion? Maybe performance. Roll performance for me.
I'll absolutely roll performance.
Was that a better one for you, bud?
Yep, because that's a 27 plus 8 modifier to that.
Okay, so
Oh,
you play
damn.
a wonderful game of charades with the barkeep. He sort of pours you he sort of like, as you start acting, as he goes, "Oh, I love charades," then he pours you a drink and hands it to you. This guy just loves charades so much he gave you a free drink.
Fuck
Nice.
yeah!
And he kind of goes like, "It's a ship. No, oh no, a boat. And that's a stream. Oh, it's a boat on a river. Yeah, okay. And you're asking me where you can get a boat and how you can get it to a river." Oh, that was great. Well, do you understand me, little fella? All right, and he goes to shake your hand.
I reach out for another disposable glove, put it on, and
These are like fully neoprene gloves you're using.
yeah, they're completely sterile.
He looks at you a little weird, but he shakes your hand and goes, "Oh, all right." Yeah, there's funny enough, there's actually we're not really near we're a little landlocked here, but there's actually a fella a little south of town. I know my brother's friends with him. He builds boats just for fun. Doesn't really charge much for them, but he's got a little shop a little bit south. I'm sure you could, if you went there, you could get a boat, and if you kept it a light one, I'm sure maybe 3-4 able-bodied people could do it. You probably wouldn't help too much, little fella. Sorry, you're a little tinchy. But yeah, I think that would work. I'm sorry I'm not more helpful. I just
I'm going to draw a smiley face and show it to him.
oh, nice. Now, Dylan, remember you have an item.
That's right, I do have an item.
You don't necessarily need to use the flashcards.
Let me just get that item back up again. 'Cause I did completely just forget about it.
Yeah. I was thinking. I was like, why is he using flashcards?
because it's funny.
It is funny. It is very funny, to be fair.
Mhm.
Well, whenever you finish with a flashcard, what do you do with it?
I
Eat
just
it.
like toss it back into the bag of holding.
Into the bag? Okay, no problem. That could have had an effect on the timeline. Okay.
Right on a surface and okay, that's fine. I'm going to take his hand with my gloved hand,
Mm-hmm.
do a wee mark of scribing on his thumb.
Okay.
And
What do you
then
draw?
And it's just like the wee poison symbol, but it's got a heart eye instead of the X's.
Okay. Oh, you're poisonous. That's weird.
And then I'm just going to write in perfect common, like, my name is Wilfred. I'm looking to see if this map is accurate enough that the river going towards the Lost Lands is still there. I'm basically going to outline my
How
whole
are,
detail.
how are you writing in common?
Like, he can understand what I'm writing, as if it's common.
Oh, can he? Is that
He
part of
cast
the?
a
Is that
spell.
part of? Oh, did you? Hang on. Does that item do that?
Does it?
Hang on. The
Yeah,
item
what
is the
item
pen.
is this?
know what
The item is
items.
the pen of scribing. I thought it just let you write on whatever you wanted. I didn't know it made it.
Oh yeah, I misread it. Then that's my bad.
That's fine.
Oh.
No, it's fine. No, it's it just makes writing wherever you want. It doesn't translate it for you. But
Well then,
What's-
that's acting. Well, I still draw the little symbol on him so that he knows that I'm poisonous.
okay. Oh, you're poisoned. All right then. Well, that's fine. Well, thanks very much, mate. I enjoyed that. Good one. And then he gets back to work.
Wilbur's then gonna like turn around, take the drink that he had, take a sip of it. What's the drink?
It's a whiskey.
You're gonna take a sip of it, and their eyes are just gonna go
Nice.
and put it into the bag of holding.
Nice. Okay, sweet. I just spilled whiskey on all over the stuff in that bag.
And then they're gonna hop out and
Nice.
hop up, like they're gonna jump up to the roof of the tavern and have a look.
Okay. No
Have a look
problem. You,
around for the people.
okay, you do that, no problem. You just like Wilfred gets out the front of the tavern. You see a dog, a mangy kind of dog sitting there. It's just sleeping. And you just leap vertically up into the air and onto the roof of this tavern. Okay, and you just keep in watch for when the others get back. Yeah.
If I can see them, I'm going to go to whichever one of them is closest.
Okay. Well, you can't see them from there. They're a little bit too far away because you spent an hour drawing that map and then.
That's
going
what I
with
think.
that,
I'm going to keep an eye, and if I see one, I'm going
Okay,
to go towards that.
No problem at all. That's fine. That's what you're doing. Back to McCready. Amity has finally gotten back from the back and has come back with two kind of or three like beakers. They are 2 potions of healing and 1 potion of greater healing.
Yes, I would like to purchase them.
Yes, you have enough money for that. That's fine. You
I
like
purchased
10
them.
grand or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you buy those. You can add those to your inventory. And she goes, "Will there be anything else?"
No, thank you, man. It was pleasure doing biz with you.
Thank
Nick.
you so much for gracing my shop.
And thank you for giving me the tools I need. It's a pleasure every time. I'm going to leave now. McCready.
She fell asleep
lays the-
standing up.
I love her.
McCready lays the shop. And
She's
just,
like riddled with arthritis. She's like stuck like this, but she's just standing there smiling and sleeping.
Bless her.
what a great old lady. Leave the shop with those 2 items. Probably check how long that took and be like, oh crap, I better.
Yeah. Now
better get
you
talking.
you guys have 3 hours and 10 minutes left, but that doesn't translate the game time. There'll be a lot of
Yeah.
skipping forward here. Okay. What are you doing then? You just gonna head back to the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
The other group. You guys doing anything else? You just heading back to the tavern?
I'll be heading back to the tavern once. I'll buy out. I'll rent out the book.
You're not allowed to leave with that book. You take it down to rent. Like, oh no, we can't give you that book. You can read it while you're here, but you can't take it with you.
Why
When
not?
Hornet has like finished not finding anything, and they kind of just make their way over to the other 2.
Hold on. Why can't I take this book?
It's one of our research books, so we don't lend it to the public. We're still deciphering it. It's simply too valuable. We don't know what it is or what it says, but there's some very interesting figures in there. We can't.
I can literally read it. Don't worry. If you let me take it out, I will come back and I will transcribe
No.
everything for you.
I've heard that before. Don't be silly. Come.
I'm
give me
gonna
the-
I'm gonna point to one of the books and like say it in common what it actually says.
How do I know you're not just lying? Anyone could say what those words say.
Library
Give me the-
person?
Do you have anything
Yeah.
that you know what it says, but we might not, that he can translate? They can translate?
No, we haven't translated any of the books so far.
No, I mean
It's-
any
it's-
other book that's in a language that we might not know, but you know.
Well, how would I know that you don't know the language? That's impossible to verify.
Well, we don't speak every language, do we?
Well,
I
you
suppose
could
they do.
you could be a polyglot. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
It's someone who can speak a lot of languages.
Wow.
Word of the day.
Library person?
Yes, little one. Did you finish your bee delivery?
Yeah, give him some beats. Can I take the book? Because I'm from the wing?
No, you're just delivering bugs. I thought. Do you work here?
Should I?
Give me the book back, or I'm gonna have to. Or I'm
Okay,
gonna have to con.
I'll go put it back then. Bye.
No, hand me the book, please.
Oh, so, Roscoe, I was trying to find stuff on, like, the gold riches and stuff, but I couldn't find anything. Although, I did find out the gold's a really good conductor.
That's good to know.
But, like,
Uh,
nothing about riches or anything, or, like, the two things together.
Huh.
Okay, so Kyle, she's demanding the book back now. Like, hand it to her is what she's asking for you to do.
I'm trying to see if I have any spells that will help me with this. I have invisibility.
Now, you gotta admit she's making good points here. She has no idea. She has no way to verify this with you guys.
I could just cast invisibility and run, but she's probably some high level fucking motherfucker.
Mhm.
If they're
That's a
researching
risk you can take if you want. You can do whatever you want.
Timeline. The timeline.
Mhm.
The timeline's already fucked. Invisibility.
Are you doing it?
Okay.
God.
So she sees you casting a spell. It takes an action, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just go take a
She's
look
just
at that.
gonna counter spell.
Now, you do realize that being invisible does not automatically make you hidden, right?
I'm aware.
Okay, so you go invisible, and she immediately goes, "Hey, stop him!" And you see people are looking from all around, and somebody who's near the door quickly runs out it, shouting for help. You have a chance to do something if you want to try and stop them, but there's a person who was browsing quite near the door who is now running out upon the shouts of somebody get help.
So hold on, right? So they're running out. Hold on, is it?
It'd be funny if you just put the book down and ran out invisibly.
Yeah, they want the book.
I want the book. This is my book.
I don't think it is your book.
It's my book.
Make a choice quick. You gonna do anything,
Yeah.
or
I'm just gonna make a break for it.
okay? Oh, everyone froze. Hello, we back.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You're
Are
still
you
here.
just gonna
Everyone-
make a break for it?
Everyone froze for a second for me. So you're just making a break
Okay.
for it, Cal? Yep.
Yeah, sure.
You're not gonna try. You're not stopping the person who ran out ahead of you, no?
There's nothing I can do to really stop
Okay.
him. So
No problem at all.
actually, could I go up to him and
her, the librarian was her.
or oh sorry her
That's fine.
could I cast fly on them?
Make
I
them
don't know
able
why.
to fly. Why would you
you,
do that?
you would lose your invisibility immediately if you
Ah,
did that because
fuck
it's
yeah.
another concentration
And then
spell.
they could fly.
And then they could fly. Yeah.
Yeah, but they
You're
What was your
thinking of the
What was your
wrong
plan,
spell.
Kyle?
they would just freak out at the fact that they're floating basically. And be
No,
like, oh
well,
Jesus!
no,
That's
that's not what
levitate.
fly does. Fly just gives them the ability to fly. They'd be in control.
Nah, right.
You're
think
thinking
so?
of levitate?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm right. So, once I run out, I'm gonna kind of like go down an alleyway. I'm gonna use disguise self on myself. Then I can. Use
Okay.
that at
Well, hang on. There's some stuff that's gonna happen first. You're
Oh.
like somebody ran out
Yeah,
ahead of you, who's going,
leaving
"Help,
something."
guards, help! Somebody's stealing from the library!" And you hear like, you start to hear people approaching. Now
Roscoe, by
and,
Hornet.
Roscoe and Hornet. People are some men are coming up to try and grab you now. Both of you try to make they're making grappling checks, trying to stop you from leaving. So roll either athletics or acrobatics to escape this crime you're doing.
Okay.
We're not doing a crime. We're
Um,
completely
You were
innocent.
you were with the guy.
Yeah.
You were with the guy.
I'm gonna use transgress.
No,
3.
you don't have to try and resist. You can let yourself get grabbed if you want. That's fine.
Nah, I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
I rolled a 28.
Nice.
Okay. 28.
I'm just gonna shove the guard away from me when they try and
Okay,
grab me.
they both. Well, it's not the guards that grabbed you. They're not here yet. These are just some people who were in the library who were trying to make citizens arrest once they sort of figured out what was going on, and neither of them beat that. So, Roscoe, one tries to grab you, kind of shoulder barge through him. One tries to grab you, Hornet, and you're able to kind of nimbly dart through.
Put some honey in their eyes.
You do not. That's not what you do. Do you? So you guys just trying to run away then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
try
no
and
problem.
hide somewhere.
Okay, no problem. Right. So, as you're running out, what direction are you going, Kyle? Left or right as you leave, or straight ahead? What's your plan? Cool. Can you roll a stealth check for me, please?
Cool. Do I get it with advantage because I'm still invisible? Or
I don't know if that's how that
Yes,
works.
that
Does
is how
invisibility
that
give it?
works.
Okay, cool. Then you have advantage. Yes.
I should know. I use it a lot.
Okay. Thank you, Davey.
That's 15.
15. Oh my God! You just beat it, Kyle. You literally beat it by 1. I wish you'd rolled lower. That would have been great. No, so you, as you're running out, you kind of dart to the left, and you see guards, or like a couple guards, are kind of coming towards you. There's basically the street you go down is a little bit narrow, and while there is room on each side of them, you would have been blocked by guards, but they're sort of running forward. You kind of think that one starts to look at you, and you just hold still, and they run right past you.
Fuck yeah.
People are now the other two of you. What are you doing? You're running out. You can what kind of way do you want to go? You did not see where Tal went because he was invisible and ran out ahead of you.
Well, the guards are on the left, right?
Well, there are guards on the left. You haven't seen them yet, but yeah.
Okay, well, looking around, there looks to be a large crowd anywhere, like a large gathering of people.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Roll. No, you know what? A perception check is required. Yeah, there is this is kind of midday. The town's a little busy. There are some crowds around the place. What's your plan?
Gonna run into the crowd.
Okay,
Yeah.
you stealth. Both of you stealth check with advantage. Because 1, you're in a crowd, and 2, you're very short. So
Wait.
that helps.
Small people.
And you can actually dart through the legs of everyone, so it's going to be normal terrain. Whereas the guards, if they're chasing you, it's going to be difficult terrain. So you got.
Yeah.
28.
I'm gonna use one of my maneuvers to add a D10 to the roll.
Okay.
So that's what did I roll there? 11.
Okay. So.
Do you want trans rights, bro?
We can't use them all so soon. We're like still in like the first prep.
I know you're not even in this. You're not even you haven't even left the city yet.
Okay. Also, when I'm in crowd, I'm gonna use my hat.
Okay, cool. Jason, quick question.
Yes.
Before that, does a 26 hit?
26 will hit.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Jason, you take. Let me just see. Sorry, one moment here. You take. You take 9 slashing damage. And can you roll me a strength save, please?
Oh,
Strength
no.
save, sure. That's a 17.
Okay, so Jason, you get scratched in the back Roscoe gets scratched in the back. By what feels like thorns cutting, it's sort of like snaking their way through the gaps in his armor. They sort of start to wrap around your arm, but you're able to like quickly slash them with your sword and get them out of the way. As you turn around and you see a body taker plant is making its way towards you.
Oh, jeez.
It's about 20 feet away at the moment. What do you do?
Based on what I saw these guys earlier, using my tactical assessment, do I think they're stronger than me?
Stronger in terms of a strength stat? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Let me see. They are not stronger than you.
Okay. Well, that doesn't tell me much. So I was going towards a door, yeah?
Yeah, you were running towards what you're pretty sure. Well, it is a door, but you don't know where it goes. But that's where you were running towards.
Keep going for it.
Okay, no problem. All right. So your hat. What were you doing?
I'm gonna change my form to look like a gnome, a fancy looking gnome.
Okay, cool. All right. You know what? I'm not gonna make you roll on that. Actually, you're gonna need to be hidden for a moment, and you did fail that stealth check, so you're gonna be in a bit of a
Sure.
chase here.
Sure.
So the guards spot you, and they're gonna go, "Hey, stop!" And they start to run, and they go, "Stop that halfling!" And they're running towards the crowd. You're able to nip through people's legs quite quickly because you're small. You can just go through it. Whereas the guards are sort of like stuck behind you. Make another stealth roll now, not with advantage, just normal because people are now looking for you as well.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay. No, you
Take my trans rights, bro. Do it.
Fine. Okay, sure.
Bruh.
8. I'm gonna use another one of my superiority dice to add. to
Okay,
that.
no problem.
11
make it Mickey?
11 total.
total.
Okay, let me just do a contesting roll here for a moment. A couple contesting rolls.
Kyle, why?
You jammy
Nothing
little git.
happened this-
They rolled a 10 and an 8, you little bastard. Okay, so yes, you think you've lost sight of them for a moment, and you take that opportunity to turn yourself into what looks like a gnome with your hat of disguise. And we'll call that you all successfully escaped from that crime that you did. Okay, so what's the plan now, fugitives?
I'm gonna nip into an alleyway. I'm gonna use disguise self on myself.
Okay, what are you gonna look like?
Like a human dude with
Like a human dude. Okay, no problem. All right, and what's the plan after that?
So meet up
probably
again?
probably get back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, you see now, Wilfred, you see a gnome and a human, and Hornet running really quickly towards the tavern. As they have regrouped and done that. There you see them first, but you do spot McCready coming the opposite way, but he's
Just
going at a pretty
walking.
normal pace.
It's
Whereas the other
almost
guys
like
are
I didn't
sprinting
do
as
anything.
fast as they can. And
Do I
with
see
that
them?
reunification, we're going to go to a short break because it's 9 o'clock. I am pausing the stopwatch. Don't worry, it doesn't
Okay.
go on. You have just under 3 hours left to fix this.
Oh god.
Guys, we
Now,
haven't even got this town yet.
I know, but the travel is not going to be a problem. It's okay. Well, we'll see how it is.
I love how the one thing that, like, I was just like, don't get McCready to do anything stupid. Just go buy some supplies and go over. Fellers!
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna go have a 15-minute break now, folks. So we'll see you back here at about. Excuse me, I just burped. 9:15.
Gross.
Bye, guys. Let's
Stick
go
around
and fix
for more
this.
time travel shenanigans.
Bye.
Hello and welcome back to Unusual Array, the unusual suspects, McCready and Roscoe's excellent adventure. Where we during the first half of the stream, the party realized the whole time travel shenanigans, got their knowledge of the original timeline, and immediately got to prepping. As they did so, McCready went to buy some knickknacks from an old woman, and successfully did that. The others went to the library in the town to try and find some stuff. They're not in Mistvale yet, Chris. They still haven't left. McCready or the others went to the library. Well, Roscoe, Hornet, and Val.
No.
Tell did. Telvin went to the library to see if they could find any information. While Roscoe and Hornet were unsuccessful, Roscoe found a book that Tell could then translate, which describes some creatures that looked like the Body Takers and gave a little bit more information about them. He decided to steal this, and they had to run away as fast as they could through the streets of whatever city I said it was. What was it, Jason?
Marwin.
Yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
different city?
No,
It's the
I
start of
just
the
said
city.
I just said it wrong the first time.
We haven't got a train to Mistvale yet, Chris.
Yeah, yeah, you're still in the town.
Yeah.
Nobody's been to Mistvale?
No, not yet.
No.
So basically,
Right.
Chris, we have 10 days, which is manifested as a stopwatch with 4 hours on it, of which you have 3 left to fix this timeline. Right, we're gonna open as we go back with Val. Val, you had dinner appointments with Tell for tonight. It was a pretty hot date. You thought it was gonna be.
Nice.
When you're sort of you're walking towards the restaurant, what restaurant were you taking him to? What kind of place was it?
The red hot chili. The red hot chili.
The Red Hot
No,
Chili.
no. Yeah, no pepper. We're gonna
No
get
pepper.
sued.
They don't have pepper in this
Yeah,
restaurant.
it's just red hot
Zero
chili.
peppers.
Everything has loads of chili in it.
Yeah. So a hot date
It's an ice
indeed.
cream place.
So while you were on your way to the weirdest date I've ever heard conceptualized in my life, you're approached by a man in a white suit, tiefling man, who you think is Tell for a second, but no, he's the wrong color. This man's stark white with gray eyes and asymmetrical horns, and he approaches you and goes, "There's always one, isn't there? You got plans?"
No, not particularly.
No, you do have plans. I just told you your plans. What the fuck, bro?
I don't have plans at the moment. I'm going to plans.
Oh, no, you don't. And then he snaps his finger, and you find yourself sitting in a room with
Bruh.
LeBeau and your other companions from the heist, where you see McCready sort of slyly slides a badge across the table for you as LeBeau says, and I'm sure the 6 of you are wondering what's going on.
God damn it!
And events could transpire as they would. You decide to just sort of go off and shop. You get sort of things are a little blurry, but you get a flash of someone saying, "Excellent purchase, sir. It will protect you well." And before you know, you're back in that tavern in your seat. And you're caught up with everyone. And everyone
Hello,
he was
Kung
there.
Fu.
He was there the whole time. Now. Wilfred, you see the others approaching. Some of them at rapid speed, one of them just wandering at a normal pace. What do you do?
We're just gonna slap one of his flippers into his hand and his face and be like, "Not again, not again, not again, not again."
Okay.
Hold on a
Are
second.
you gonna
Flippers?
approach him still? Yeah, he's a grung.
What the hell is wrong?
It's a
He's
frog
a
person.
little frog boy.
Okay.
Okay, so you're just gonna stay there and watch, see what unfolds.
I'm gonna watch, and if I can, let me just double check my spells here, see if I have anything I can do to help this.
Hornet? Is that Hornet running with?
Who are those guys that Hornet's running with?
These guys, are our guys going down an alleyway?
No, they're now running down the main street to kind of towards the tavern.
Okay, I'm gonna hop along the roofs and gesture them down an alleyway,
Okay, so you want to land in front of them?
kind of on a wall beside them.
Okay, cool. So make a. Actually, no, you have a fucking absurdly long jump. You'd make it. So you hop from rooftop to rooftop, and you kind of jump down diagonally in front of them as they're running, and sticks to the opposite wall, and gesture down this alley.
Yeah.
You guys gonna follow or?
Sure.
Okay, you
Sure.
run down this alley and seem to be out of sight of most people. There's like a guy in the alley, just kind of like sleeping up against a bin, and there is a dog who is lying on the ground.
That's a very
Every
cute dog.
So you four are now reunited.
Okay.
McCready, you're just walking your way towards the tavern. You casually make your way inside, and when you get inside, you find Val where he said he would be, in the meeting room where you said he would be, where he was
Hey,
the whole
McCready.
time.
Hi, Val.
Did you get any good information? I've got some lovely shopping.
And Chris, if you notice, I've changed your equipment slightly.
Oh, let me go check.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And Val, whenever you put the badge on, you got a full recollection of everything that happened during the first time loop.
McCready is aware that while it's not exactly Val, it is a pod version of Val that shot him to death. So there's just a little bit of like secondhand, like.
McCready, just
I
wanted to
know.
say
I know it
terribly
wasn't.
sorry for my
It
non-actions.
wasn't you. It wasn't you. I'm just.
I died. It's weird to image yourself being dead.
Yeah, how do you think I feel?
Well, yeah, I suppose that's fair.
But
Okay.
have you gotten a sight of any of the others yet?
No, I've just been looking at what I've got.
Right. Hopefully they'll be here.
Yes, Tom.
I was going to say just before you switched there that I was going to cast Prestidigitation after I got them down the alleyway. I was like, they've gone that way.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I was gonna cut back to you guys anyway, so there's a chance. I just wanted to use that moment to get them back together. Okay, no problem. Use Prestidigitation. There's no problem with you using it because you're out of sight anyway, so nobody knows who did it. When you do, you are able to make that auditory effect. I think it's usually a whisper, but whatever, it's fine. You make a little like they go that way. And you wait for a moment. Actually, no. What do you do? What do you do?
I'm
We
gonna,
wait for a moment.
Oh, shut up, Cal.
I'm gonna climb up to the roof and kind of see where the ball was going.
Okay. You see that they seem to have. Let me just check.
Oh
something
no.
here. Okay. Yes. Oh no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, they seem to have bought your illusion. And have run past this alleyway. They kind of the little group kind of got ahead of enough of people and weren't looking the same that they were able to duck in. So yeah, you think you're safe for now.
I'm gonna hop down and pull out another flashcard and write on it, hand it to Tel, and be like, "What did you do?"
I got a book.
He's gonna take out a glove that he has, or they haven't worn, and they're gonna slap Tel in the face with it. Jump up, slap them in the face with it. And
Look, I can't tell you what exactly it was, but I was drawn to this book as soon as I started reading it, and I needed to take it. There was something for me to be bound to it, or something. I don't know what it was, but there we go.
This is how rich people justify just doing terrible things. I really wanted it.
This is exactly how Goldrich starts.
No, no. You're misunderstanding. It's not that I just wanted. It's like I needed it.
Wolfer's then going to reach into their bag again and pull out the timeline card that they had wrote earlier.
Oh.
And hand it to Tel and be like, point at it, like aggressively pointing at it.
Like, stay on the timeline.
Like, I'm aware that it can mess with the timelines and stuff like that, but I wasn't in the original timeline to begin with. So as far as I'm aware, this is fair game. So as far as I am aware, I could get deleted from this as soon as we get back into the thing. So let me have this.
By the way, Chris, Wilfred works for the Time Demon. and is just slotted into your group.
That's hilarious.
Where are the other four? Should
So,
be here by now.
Like, do you think with like the book that you really want it's because it's like magic and stuff, or do you think there's something wrong with it that makes you
It made
want
me
it?
look like this, didn't it? Oh yeah, by the way, it made me look like this.
Does Tel look different now?
I used disguise self.
The library book made you look like that?
I just knew
I mean, I just
the
grabbed
words
the
in
book
the book.
because it had pictures of the body grabbers in it.
Well, for all we
And then
know,
the-
there could be
and
some
then
sort of
the book made
relation.
him look like a human.
I didn't. Well, I look different, but that was just my hat.
Look, from what I'm understanding of this
hat.
book, not only does it detail exactly what exactly these podlings or whatever they are, but it also allowed me to kind of like take some of the traits of it as well and be able to disguise myself as some sort of thing. We don't have time for this. Look, just look. I took the book. That's it. Okay.
You get another
Alright.
slap in the face from a rubber glove.
It doesn't
Oh,
hurt at all.
fuck off.
It's neoprene. It does not hurt at all.
Do you want one of these potions I bought, Val?
Love
Tal's just gonna storm back off towards the tavern.
Okay. Are the rest of you following?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, you guys are able to make it to the tavern without inciting any more riots. Nobody in the tavern really knows what exactly happened. They know that a mob just ran past, but
What?
they don't know about what.
What kept
So
you
you're
guys?
you think you're okay, and you make your way to the room where the other two are. Stop interrupting the timeline, JP. I'll tell you when I come back to you.
When we get in, Wilfred is then going to write down for to tell the others that he's found somewhere who can make us a boat that can get us to Mistvale or close enough to it.
Oh, Wilfred's found us a way to get us a boat to get to Miss Fair.
Great.
I
Let's
hate
go now.
boats. Oh goodness. They make
honey,
me nauseous.
We're going.
honey, it'll be fine. Look, I'll be with you the entire time.
You'll have to hold my
Come with me,
hair.
honey. God, honey. About like 3 jars get thrust in your face.
We are going to spend this time on.
McCready is just saying like, I am surrounded by idiots.
McCready's
How
like,
do
you know
think
that
Wilfred feels?
McCready and Wilfred are like, you know the time is broken, right, guys?
Like, this is literally Wilfred's job.
I'm kind of glad time's broken. Look at all this cool stuff I got from the shop.
Right,
Okay.
that's great. Let's go.
Did you purchase the booty shorts like I asked?
I purchased the booty shorts. I've got 3.
Excellent. Excellent.
You can do your weird bedroom stuff later. Let's go get this goddamn boat already.
I missed
That's
when there was
fast.
just 4 of us.
Okay.
Wilfred's
So-
going to write on a card, hand it to Tell, and point to McCready.
Hmm.
It says it's not weird.
It's just normal bedroom stuff, guys. Okay, so you
My
guys are
booty shorts outside the bedroom.
in this room. You're able to do all this planning. Basically, now we can skip ahead sometime if you want to. Do you want to just skip straight to the boat place that you're trying to direct me?
Straight to boat.
Boat.
I'm going to
Place.
say that it's pretty straightforward to find. It's not exactly a dangerous area, so you're able to travel south a little bit to the east, and you find a hut with like basically just as you get within like 500 feet of the hut, there's just canoes strewn all over the place.
I just love making canoes.
Yeah, pretty much to be honest.
We're going kayaking.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you make your way to, or you find this you find this cabin, and there's outside you see an absolutely massive gentleman sitting at a planer, like with a planer, just like scraping bits of a large piece of wood off. He seems to be carving like a huge solid log into some kind of boat. Bald head, fancy tattoos all over, smooth gray skin because it is a Goliath. He's about 8 feet tall. His face is, as far as you can tell for Goliath, it looks okay. And he's got like piercings on like all up and around his nose. So he's got like 3 on each side of all different things, like several ones going through there, a septum piercing, all kinds of shit. Looks awesome. And he's just sitting there like planing this.
Hornet kind of runs towards him and is gonna call out in giant. Hey, giant man, can we have a boat, please?
He does not react at all. He's facing away from you, and he doesn't react at all.
Okay, they keep running up and get right up to him.
Okay, do you go in front of him?
Yeah.
When you do that, he goes and grabs an axe that's sitting beside him and just holds it there for a second, like he's like towering over you. And
Hornet grabs their bagpipes.
he's just standing there.
Whoa!
Valor,
We don't mean
please,
any.
we just want to have a boat. Oh, he's dead.
Oh.
He can't. He's
Oh.
dead.
I would
Vote.
like to use message.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Straight into his brain.
Okay, what do you want to say to him?
How
And
fucking
it's like-
weird would that be?
Yeah.
Very.
Like not hearing anything but your own voice, and then hearing
Yeah.
someone else's voice in your own brain.
This is the tiefling here talking. This is the tiefling here talking to you. Wait, hold on.
That
doesn't have a
no
limit.
word limit, isn't it?
There's no
Yeah.
limit. There's no limit on message, dude.
Oh yeah.
Just send
You are not casting sending.
Yeah. Okay. Look,
Speak
this
to
is the
his brain.
tiefling talking to you. We don't mean any harm. We're just looking for a boat.
And then, you kind of go, you kind of like looks you for a second, and you just hear in your head, it's like, I'm not a big fan of this.
Mhm.
He's not a fan, apparently.
What
What?
What
Or
do you do?
We just
And
like
he just kind of goes,
Wilfred's gonna hop over to him and pull out the map where like
Okay.
he's gonna point to like the symbols that he thinks is saying Mistfield.
okay. He's kind of goes like, he's just like,
Owen,
yeah.
would thieves can't like you know how like thieves can't is like they talk? Would that be kind of like sign language as well?
I'd say there definitely would be
Ooh.
some kind of hand gesture aspect to it. It's not the
Yeah,
same
because you have
as
to be like
DS
quiet but still communicate.
It's not the same. It's not the same as DSL, which is what he's speaking. That's Drow sign language, and it's in the game. I swear. Yeah,
It's just DSL, but with an accent.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. So like, while it's not the same as DSL, you could probably pick
There's,
up
like,
what he's
elements.
saying a little easier, and you can probably communicate a little bit better with Let me just see. I'm trying to figure out what kind of check that would be. Maybe a persuasion check.
Ooh.
probably the
Performance probably.
Performance persuasion. I'm gonna go
No,
with
I'm
persuasion just because like he's
Persuasion,
not
please.
because he's not he is trying to get an idea across, which I think would be more persuasion, you know. Okay, so you can make out what he's saying, so I'm gonna he's using sign language and mouthing at you, but you're sort of picking up the general idea of what he's saying. He's saying like, why do you want the boat? You could drown.
Okay. Right, so I'm gonna roll performance or persuasion even.
That persuasion.
Let's see. I got a 12. I'm gonna sign back to him like I know we might drown, but I hate boats. We need to go somewhere.
Whenever you kind of like, I know we might drown. I hate boats. He's kind of like, me too. And he goes like where? And he like holds his hand out for a map.
Gonna take. I'm gonna put my hand out for a map.
Okay.
That Wilfred has. Wilfred.
Yeah, Wilfred's the one who copied the map.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Take the map off Wilfred and then point our course down to kind of where Miss Vale would be.
okay. And then he goes
300.
3,000.
All right.
Okay.
Don't have that
He's
kind
sort of like
I don't
whenever you like nod, he's
Asking
kind of like
3,000 for what?
the boat.
Oh,
Did
the
you guys-
boat.
Did you guys get a lot of money recently?
No, I have 5 gold.
No, I'm talking to them.
Oh.
The old gang, the people who worked together before.
Yeah, me, Val, and Tell, we got ourselves a big haul.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
to
a
add the
lot of-
money in as well.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
you,
But
you have like 10,000 gold.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
we were rich. Oh, I was
Yeah,
rich anyway. But
Yeah, he's just waiting. He's just kind of waiting patiently for a second. Then he goes like, well,
First of all, is this to build a boat or is this to just sail there right now?
yeah, I'm gonna ask like boat now.
yes,
Okay.
now.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
fine.
We're-
He was like it's like 5 months.
Good point.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like it could be we're planning for next summer's like holiday, like a boat for next summer.
Put the deposit for another boat now as well.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
Should we split 1,000 each then? Or...
Yeah, fine by me.
It's always rich people looking to split stuff.
Always.
Well,
Always.
it's our boat.
It's always your like really rich friend who's like, "Could you Venmo me for that pint, please?"
Okay. So he's gonna like say to the rest of them like just pay me back. To give him 3,000.
He like whenever you do that, he's like he looks surprised. And he goes like, and then he like goes, he gestures you along, and he like takes you around the back.
Okay, great.
And there's like a pretty like a really nice canoe. It's like it's all one solid piece. Even like the benches on it are like carved well. It's kind of like a Viking style. So like nearly like a miniature longboat, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
There's some railings and stuff.
Nice.
It's a gorgeous boat. Now it is really big. It's a lot bigger than you were expecting. And you're not sure how easily you're going to be able to transport this. Looking at the map, the river's probably about a mile east of where you are.
Can
We're
I
gonna need
cast
a bigger
fly
cart.
on the? Can I cast
Okay,
fly on the thing?
You're like smaller boat.
No. for 500, I'll carry it.
All right, 500. Boom.
So he's like just like he's like grinning, and then just like he walks to his house, and you hear the heavy thunk of some gold hitting a table. Then
He is absolutely swindling us.
he walks outside, closes the door, and you see there's like a huge log beside it, and he just kind of picks it up, locks the door with it by putting it across, and then walks around the back and like sort of like puts his shoulder under the front part of it, which is like sort of like a sea dragon face carved into the head of it, and just like, and then like picks it up and starts to like and just waits for directions. He's like picking up in one shoulder and he's just planning on
I'm
dragging
gonna
it.
go like a boat not stink.
Let's.
I'm gonna go. I hate boats.
He goes,
I lead
"It's a
the way.
boat."
I don't.
I
I'm
lead
gonna.
the
I
way
hate
to where-
boats.
I sort of like
Me
take a
too.
look- Can I like take a look at a map, see where we're supposed to be heading, and then lead the way?
Okay, no problem, Chris. He's like, "I don't sail these.
Mm-hmm.
I sell these." But yeah, okay, you lead the way, and he follows behind, and before you know it, just a little while. I don't know how long it takes to walk a mile, but that long. You find yourself the ground's getting wetter. You see some frogs hopping about the place. Other various creatures, a few cranes stalking the marsh, and then you get your way to a river. Now, it's barely a river. It's basically a big stream, but it is technically a river, and you think it's gonna float in this.
Fit?
Okay. Yeah, it'll fit.
Oh,
No,
like
it'll fit. Like, when I say it's a small river, I mean it's still like it's a river.
A small river. It's just like a trickle coming down the side of the path.
No, it's like a
it's
little,
like the burn.
little smaller than the lagoon, I suppose.
Okay.
Not exactly the Amazon. And he sets it down. He's like holding it there, and he just kind of like gestures you into the boat.
All right.
I'm
I'm
gonna, like,
going to-
hop.
Hopping.
I don't want to get wet, so I'm going to use my cape to misty step into the boat.
Nice.
When you
Yeah,
do
I
that,
can-
the
I
Goliath
can-
just kind of
I
looks
can-
at you and like shakes his head.
Val's gonna very cautiously get in and throw up in his mouth and be like,
Talvin's just gonna like float on the air a little bit, walk in, and then just kind of like hold back Val's hair. It's like,
Okay.
I've got you, honey.
As before you guys depart, he hands Tell a wooden card. It's like a little not a card, but it's like a little token, and there's like runes carved on it, and he hands it to you.
Cool. What does it say?
It says Lone Bear Boat Maker.
Nice.
Lone Bear.
I'm gonna
Alright.
get into the boat too, but just
Cool.
normally.
Just normally getting in. No fancy
Not
stuff for the
flying,
boat.
No teleporting. I'm just gonna climb into that boat.
No problem. Okay, so
Talvin,
everyone,
Talvin will say to him in messages like, I'll be sure to refer you to my friends.
don't do that.
Well,
I
where's
said
the-
I didn't like it. And he
Oh.
kind of like approaches you as you're getting this message, and he picks you up with one hand.
I was just trying to be nice.
Val's gonna like,
he
Val's gonna
doesn't
like
hear
stand
that
up
one.
to try and diffuse, and then like as soon as Val stands up, just boat.
Yeah. He kind of looks at you with sympathy and nods, and then puts your boyfriend down and like turns around to walk away. Just gives like he kind of like he waves from behind, just like that as he walks away. Lone Bear might be my favorite NPC. I love him.
Lone Bear.
McCready just puts his like head in his hands, just like, all right, let's just hope that we don't die now.
I just want to fix the timeline. Okay, so you guys can set sail. Do any of you have water vehicle proficiency?
I was just about to say, hey, anyone know how to sail?
No.
I don't.
Nope.
I have a swimming speed though, so I mean, Hornet can paddle.
You'll pull the boat.
Okay, so you're going to be making saves to steer this with disadvantage, but we're just going to do a quick thing to see if there's any mishaps during your journey. Who would like to volunteer to be helmsman and steer the boat? It's it's like oars that you have to use, but like the person at the front can kind of steer it with theirs. There's like a larger oar to like steer with.
Is there any intelligence-based stuff?
Well, if you can, you can try and justify any stat or any skill, and I'll see how it goes. But otherwise, it would be a
Acrobatics to
vehicle.
try and
Although
steer it.
it would be a vehicle proficiency roll, which none of you are, so it would be a flat d20. Otherwise,
Wilfred is
Would
just going to set
athletics
it.
help me at all, Owen, to try and like keep it in line if it like the
Well-
boat's moving and turning? If I'm trying to like steer against the way the boat's trying
yeah,
to turn.
that could I could see that working if you wanted to use athletics. If anybody wanted to use athletics,
I can use
but
athletics.
okay, who wants to be the helmsman then?
Can I use my insight to like point out things that are like dangerous?
Well, insight's more about like telling if people are like lying than anything else. It would be
Insight
nature
into the
or
river.
Perception.
yeah, it would be perception or nature probably to do that.
I use my performance to act like I know what I'm doing, and
You can, but it's not
Talking
going to
from here.
affect the boat.
Like,
I'm gonna
I'll be
use
the helmsman.
I'm gonna use my
Oh.
perception to like anxiously point at almost everything I see.
Okay, well roll. Okay, well Chris, you roll perception first of all.
Okay.
See how we do. See how we do here.
What's your athletics?
+9.
Oh, so's mine.
Could I also use
13.
my,
You can help each other if you want and get
yeah,
advantage.
We'll both hold on to
Which
okay.
would
Yeah,
which
we're
would-
going the same. The two
helps.
tiny people on the same oar. Let's
Yeah.
go.
This will turn it from disadvantage to a flat roll because you had disadvantage and you're just canceling it out. Okay.
That's fine.
So you're doing perception. What'd you get, Chris? 3?
13.
13. Okay, sweet. Okay. That's a lot more. Okay, 13, no problem. You probably do a pretty decent job. You guys are steering it. Anyone else have any suggestions for boat jobs?
Could I?
Can I just sit at the can I just sit at the back with like some sort of like parasol and stuff like that and use my charisma to go stroke?
You don't need to roll for that. You're
Can
gonna no matter
I-
how high you roll, you will look like a dick.
Can I use my?
Cool.
Can I
Sorry.
use my investigation to study the boat to figure out how I can better, show everyone how to actually use it?
I don't know that there's a lot more you can do about the use of a boat. It floats and you steer it with oars, I don't know that. I just don't know what the potential is for discovery here,
Damn you, JP, for trying to do
no,
anything to actually
no,
help
no,
us.
no. What I'm saying is that is
Biggest
there?
tangent.
Shut up. Is there any feature or trait you have that might help? Like, is there an infusion or some other artificer thing that might work here?
I mean,
Can-
I could.
Can you make a motor?
And I mean, you can also there's jobs like you could stand watch, you could try and tend to
I
people,
do.
you could do like you can,
Could
You're
I-
the easiest guy.
Hang on. Can I make an Elder's Cannon and use it as make it shoot out the back as like a sort of
Yeah, I'm gonna say
motor?
yeah. That's gonna knock some time off the journey. That's kind of sick.
Can
Fuck
I add
yeah.
on to that?
Mhm.
So can I use one of my Brad's tentacles to use as like a propeller and like a rudder?
Okay. Well, a rudder,
Some-
yeah, sure, that would, yeah. Okay, you know what? With the that's definitely gonna up the speed. The Eldritch Cannon. You using a tentacle as a rudder, Dylan. That would have given advantage on steering, which means you guys are now. I'm gonna say that the guys who are rolling for steering at the front now have advantage instead of flat because he's added to that. Okay. Anything else to try and improve this, or are we good to go?
I'm gonna use my Commander Strike ability to tell people what to do if I spot something, for them to not run into them.
Okay. Anything else? No, Kyle, you good? Or
There's nothing really I can
Cool.
do. So
no problem. So you set off. You guys are going pretty quick now. You're gonna get there in you estimate a few days. It was probably gonna take 5, but you think you could do it in 3 now.
Nice.
Now, you two at the front, I'm gonna have you both of you make 2 rolls with advantage.
Okay.
You're basically splitting the duties, and so there's four rolls here total, but you 2 each with advantage. Okay.
My first one was a natural 20 for 29.
My first one's 27.
Okay. That's
Hell
so that's
yeah.
Jesus.
roll the next one more each with advantage.
Next one's 29.
Okay. And Yusuf?
My next one is 27.
Okay, excellent. That's great. You guys do a fucking stellar job. So the boat, McCready makes this robot that clutches to the back and starts to like shoot it forward for some propulsion. Wilfred makes you see that as he like moves his hands, and some sand from the riverbank sort of like coalesces into like a tentacle shape that attaches itself to the bottom of the boat and sort of like stiffens and starts to sort of steer it. And you two at the front, aided by Val's decent efforts at pointing out threats and things, are able to just effortlessly steer this thing out of danger and make your way down the river. No events because you did well enough not to crash. You're pretty kitted out, so I don't think anyone's going to bother you now because you're kind of too quick for anything to start fucking with you because you're just like rocketing down a river. So you make your way pretty much as far as you think you can. The river twists and turns a little more than it does on the map, probably because of erosion. But you're able to navigate your way down, and you make it to the closest point to Mistvale you can from this river in about 3.5 days. So obviously everyone gets a long rest, and you were talking that whole time. So any plans you want to like have fruition for, you can have already talked about it on the way there. So you have out of character as much chat as you need, and I'll say it's justified. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I definitely think.
I was just gonna say, so you make it to this bank, like the river sort of like peters off too much, and it gets lots of rushes in the way, and you're not gonna be able to navigate anymore. So you're getting off here.
Yeah.
You're standing on a wet riverbank. You sort of know where you're going based on the maps. On you go. Your show now, kids.
I'm gonna have to replace my legs now.
I'm not sure if I preferred that or the train.
Oh, I prefer that. It's definitely better that we don't attract all rich attention.
Yeah, like by stealing a book in their main town, that would be awful.
I can't believe you've done it. Anyway, right. So, have we decided on our plan?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a couple of days now.
Good. We just need to run over it. Grabber, we're going to grab those bombs.
Well, do we know where the bombs are?
We gotta find those bombs.
Find them. See if we can move them. Get ourselves an escape plan ready. See if we can do this subtly first, and if that fails, he's not really gonna expect his explosion to be so close, is he?
And because there's like that abandoned place, we should probably set up shop there instead of like going into the tavern and having like a party.
Absolutely. We should make ourselves not known. We move at night, sleep during the day, but also make sure that we don't move out in any particular groups. Everyone at least stay 3 together. Nobody goes off on their own, or else we die.
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself when we get close to look not like a high elf.
Jason, it's your turn. You're currently fleeing from the body taker.
Oh fuck!
Right, so I'm getting for the doorway. What do I see?
As you're getting closer to the doorway, you're probably still about 30 feet back, but you can tell there's definitely a doorway there. And kind of like make a nature check to see if you can figure out where you are in this facility, like with the night sky.
19.
Chris, what has happened is that Roscoe, because he didn't die in the first timeline, is still there simultaneously. So he's having to.
I'm fighting for my life, Chris.
Yeah. Okay, so make a nature check. See if you can orient yourself with the stars or something.
I got a 19.
Okay, so you sort of went right, and you figured out looking at the night sky. You saw the northern star, and if you remember the map correctly, this door does lead back into the facility. But you haven't spotted any other exits yet.
Okay, I'm going for it.
Okay, so are you dashing or what's your goal here?
I think I have a thing relating to dashes with my.
Oh.
Okay, I ignore difficult terrain when I'm dashing.
Okay, sweet, no problem. That's actually good to know because there's difficult terrain in front of you.
Well, I'm mobile.
Yeah. So as you sort of make your way forward, you see, look, glancing behind, you see the body taker plant that was trying to get you. You're leaving it in the dust. It's just sort of like barely crawling forward. You do have to make hang on, actually, I'll just see if it hits. Does oh no, okay, that doesn't hit. Another vine from kind of in the darkness goes and like swings for you but misses. And as you're running forward, the ground itself starts to like try and entangle you, but you're able to deftly dive and dodge out of the way, and dodge through those vines. You make your way to the doorway. You're at the doorway. You're not through it yet. What's your plan? You're just gonna
just barge through it.
Okay, cool. So you're running through it, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, it was a pull door. You slam into it.
Oh fuck.
Take let me see. Take 3 bludgeoning damage as you just sort of face first, like kind of barge into this door.
Okay.
Oh hell.
I'm gonna.
Your earlier now, I made note of your earlier perception roll, and it wasn't high enough to notice the door handle in the darkness.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Because
Pull.
it's the same shade as the stone that makes this up. So we slam in it. You see, it's a pull door. You can pull it open now, no problem. It's not locked or anything. You go in. It's not as white and pristine as the place you were before. It looks a little bit more like a standard castle. You see ahead of you, there's a straight hallway, and there's several left turns. And at the end of the hallway, you think you can tell there's a right turn. There's light in here because there's torches lit and stuff like that. What do you want to do?
I'll go for the right turn.
Okay, so you're running at the end of the corridor and turning right, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you run to the end of the corridor and you turn around the corner, and we're gonna cut back. So as you guys were saying about your plan,
I have a question.
Mhm.
Does new timeline Roscoe know what's happening to old timeline Roscoe?
Yep, he's like sort of simultaneously doing both. He's aware of both at the moment.
Yeah.
Cool. So we might be able to get some extra information from
That's
old
true.
timeline Roscoe.
All right. Where are you?
That's a good
Damn.
strategy, Chris.
If old timeline Roscoe like finds where the like crater where the bomb went off, or where like some of the bombs went off, then we'll know where the bombs are.
Oh shit!
Good.
Oh my
Good
Big
point.
brain.
If you can get out and find out where the bombs.
I don't know that he's
Detonates.
explained it to you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
to be fair,
Did
like,
you-
you,
did-
can't,
did-
you can't go the other way. Like old timeline will not be able to read new timeline's thoughts
Yeah,
when
exactly.
it goes
He
the other way.
can't. He can't send a message to old timeline, but old timeline can do
Yeah,
messages
gives
to the new
messages
timeline.
that way.
Just because he's aware of both at the same time.
Okay, so
That's a good point, Chris.
as we're planning
Chris,
this,
inspiration,
like,
that was great.
yeah,
That was
awesome.
pretty
Love time
sweet.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess at some point
I
I'll
also like
explain
time
it.
stuff.
Like, I do have a bit of an idea of what the interior of that place is like because I didn't die when you died, McCready.
Well, that's good to know.
So I'm
suppose.
still seeing it.
Well, first of all, hang in there. Second of all,
I
Hold on,
I just ran
already.
right into a door.
Oh, jeez.
Now you are a bit red because the damage carries over.
Oh hell. You.
Hold on, is he actually still taking the damage right now?
He took the damage, yeah.
What's your health up, buddy?
Like 70 something.
Ah, you're grand.
He just
Fair,
he took 3 damage from running
Yeah,
into the door.
3
Okay,
damage
yeah.
like a week ago
Yeah.
or whatever. So like
Yeah.
it's
Now, like,
it's just
from
like a
now.
slightly
Time's
better.
a little fucky. Like it's not like it's happening completely simultaneously, but it
Yeah,
is.
it's
but
already
it's not, you know,
happened.
like, yeah.
It's already happened. So you all know it's just that you're remembering it
Yeah,
slower.
things that have happened are happening right now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, be careful. Second of all, if you're able to tell us anything about the layout of that castle citadel, great. Make sure you tell us as we're going along, so
Yeah.
we know. All right.
So what was the plan we all decided on for the past 3 days?
Let's talk about it a bit more.
Anyway,
You guys are
Anyone
making
have detect
you guys are
magic?
making your way towards Mistvale. I'm gonna say, like, you're sneaking about. You're doing the way you want to do this, but you are traveling now.
So,
Has anyone got detect magic? Because then we could, if it was like
Yes.
a magical explosion, then we could be able to see if there's any
I mean,
glyphs.
I tried to
I-
test
I-
magic, and that screwed us over. So
I have detect magic as well. I can
That's
cast it as
because you
well.
were
So.
invisible, JP.
I wasn't invisible. I was.
No, it's because of the anti-magic field. That's because you.
No, when you used to take magic, it was when we were hiding outside,
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
and that's not we're in that situation right
What
now.
I mean is for the bombs in the town, because they might be magical in nature.
Also, I have
Good
speak
point.
with plants, guys.
That's probably not a great idea.
Yeah,
They
but I
speak with
mean,
the plant, and the plant's like, give me you. Give me you now.
Hello, I will take you.
But on
One
the, on
you,
the other hand
please.
of it,
I also
the-
got a lovely new little item. And it is a pair of goggles. And I can cast once a day, locate creature. So that could be useful in finding the Kenku. Hold on.
Kaufman.
Or Coffin, yeah. So, I can add a d4 to my insight check, and also as an action, I can use the goggles to examine an object to identify the aura of the last creature that touched it. I can make an insight check against a DC of 13 plus the number of days since the last contact occurred. On success, I learn the creature's type and can immediately use the goggles to cast locate creature to find that creature.
Dylan, what are you gonna say?
I was going to say the Spico plants could actually come in our favor because these body
These
snatchers,
things are plants, yeah.
like they're also an invasive species. So maybe the local plant life is like,
Hmm.
nah,
Where is
they,
it?
they come in and they fucking our shit up.
Seen any new plants lately?
I'm loving where this is going, guys. Like, this is
Alright.
so.
So stupid, but it's so perfect. That's such a
Yeah,
good
it fucking
idea.
works out. Yeah,
This is
shit.
probably
Hey,
do
really
that.
good.
piece of wheat, you're gonna die soon. By the way, but where's those other plants?
Yeah,
And
hold on. Like, the good plants could tell us. Wait, the podlings are plants, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
So-
Dylan just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was talking about like the the body taker plants.
Well, those two.
Those are also plants. They are the
Yeah.
same thing.
Okay.
Speak to the plants and be like, hey, where's the other plants? Where's the plants that move?
Yeah,
Nice.
which are the people plants?
Just want to remind you, JP, as well. You have 2 spare badges.
I do have 2 spare patches. I'm saving one very specially for.
I'm just reminding you. Like that's.
We
Yeah.
we could put it on one of the people in town. Maybe they saw where the bomb was before it went off.
I think Yeoman deserves to know.
Right.
How
Okay.
do we know Yeoman's not one of them?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
whenever
well, it
Val,
depends.
whenever you were like one of those creatures, we could kind of
Wait,
tell
this is
the bees.
before-
The bees liked you. It smelled kind of flowery. If we could use the bees, maybe.
The bees.
First,
I've got these.
I'm
First of all,
sure.
I can't be seen there. That they will know.
Yeah, but
In
we
fact-
might want them to think you're in town.
Oh, hell. That is a
I
good
think I
point.
shouldn't be a halfling when we go in because that kind of brought the town to life a bit.
I could disguise myself as well.
Hell, you already know what Yo looks like because you've seen him,
Yeah.
from our badge. So you could send a message to him and tell him to meet us outside the town
I
in the
don't need-
abandoned place, and then just talk him through everything. Tell him.
Yep.
2 hours, 25 minutes.
It's message not sending.
Whatever. That's
I
fine.
it has to be 150 feet.
We
Well, I
still need
mean,
to get
that's what I mean.
close.
Like, we could go into the town, or someone disguised in town, be like, you follow that guy, and then instead of having the whole palaver of the tavern and everything, speak to him privately, and then show him what happens. He'll probably remember himself dying, which would be terrible. But at least we could be like, we can save the town if you help us. He's the best
How-
person. He runs the town. He's the strongest.
Also,
How
it's
do we not?
120 feet, Cal, not 150.
Was it 120?
I'm looking at it right now.
There's also the seamstress
It's close.
because we know that they weren't
Artie.
they weren't
Didn't.
snatched.
His kid. What about his
Yeah.
kid?
Artie was
What
suspicious
kid?
as well.
Yeah.
Like, he was suspicious
Artie's
of everything.
Artie.
Artie's not Yeoman's kid.
We don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Artie was already.
We knew
Yeah.
who we meant.
He was suspicious of his own dad.
Yeah.
Well, if we get Yeoman will be able to tell us who's the best person in the town. We could use the healer. What was the healer's name again?
Yeah.
Bula.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was really nice.
Yeoman and the
She,
healer.
she lived outside of town as well. She was a little
Yeah.
bit further away than everyone else.
I was gonna say that because like if she's further outside of town, she probably had more time to see everything kick off.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Let's
go
go fucking
visit
hit
her.
her up it.
Let's-
Yeah.
Let's
They
visit
might have
her.
seen the explosion as well.
But also, first, I'm gonna cast disguise self so I look human and not like a fucking warforged, because otherwise, that's very sus.
I'm
Sus
gonna
it
do-
out.
We could get the healer to go get Yeoman and bring him back, and we can all have a cup of tea, and then like give him PTSD of his past life where he died, and then we
Mhm.
can talk through it how to save the town in real time.
Yeah.
Also, actually, Because like I'm assuming it's been like a short or a long rest or something like that.
Yes, it's been 3 days. You're all fully rested.
Yeah, cool. Right, so everyone gets 10 temporary hit points.
10 temporary tit points.
Yes. You'll get 10 temporary tit points.
Very nice.
Lovely.
And I get 15 because I'm special.
Wait,
Wow.
10 temporary Sheila points then?
Hey, nice.
So funny.
I'm taking away your inspiration.
No.
It's pretty funny.
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna. It was pretty funny.
Okay,
Okay, so your plan is go to Bula's, yeah? Is that your plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sneak to
roll,
Bula's.
roll a group stealth check. I was about to say.
Disguise
just-
is
gonna be
helpful.
disguised as a gnome. I don't want.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
those of you who are
Yeah.
not disguised, well,
I'm
is everyone
Everyone?
trying to
Yeah.
stay hidden, or is
Yeah.
or is it just the people who are not disguised are trying to stay hidden? Like,
I think everyone should because we're outsiders anyway. So
Yeah.
everyone who is odd, like disguise themselves because that might like give us away,
Okay.
and then everyone just trying to like sneak around.
okay, well, everyone roll stealth with your +10, and we'll see how well you guys do as a group. It's a group roll, so we're gonna take a group kind of rough average here.
12. Uh-oh.
Nope.
Right on.
Ruh-roh.
I'm the DM now. Back to you.
No.
Back to the fight over in.
And then back to usual array.
16 plus 10, 26.
Okay.
I got an 11.
where am I going?
My God.
Total? Plus 10, JP?
I rolled-
Stealth roll.
Oh wait, yeah, because I have disadvantage because I've got heavy armor infused onto me.
Imagine not wearing mithril armor.
Imagine being that kind of.
Imagine.
Uh,
Oh, and I
17.
got 41.
Holy shit!
What?
Chris, you're
Oh.
dangerously close to the end of campaign number.
Yeah.
If anybody rolls a 50, the campaign's over.
I can't roll a 50, I don't think.
Right,
Okay, but 41. Okay, nobody else
41.
roll. It's
Oh, I
fine.
got the
What did I
average for
miss?
everyone else.
Chris rolled a 41 on stealth.
We'd all lose Val. We'd never see him again.
Yeah, you guys turn around and turn back. Val's just fucking gone.
The timeline ate him.
No, okay, you guys, that's high enough that I don't need the rest of you to roll. That's fine. You've passed. Like honestly, the rest of you
Go
could have
player
rolled.
agency.
I think you guys could have rolled ones, and it still would have been above the DC.
We did get a couple
okay.
of ones and twos.
Good. Well, Chris saved your fucking ass. Then.
Really did pull
Okay,
out
so
that.
you guys, are sneaking through the brush. You see a grave digger, sort of a few hundred feet away from you at one point, just orc man just digging a grave. But you guys are just as you guys are about to make mistakes. Hornet rolled well. McCready's about to step on a branch. Roscoe? What did you get? Like quite low as well.
I got 12.
12. Okay, Roscoe's about to hit into a tree or something, and you just sort of like scramble around and like get everybody to stop making noise. You're like, and then you walk on, and you're able to sneak past this man, and without getting spotted, you traverse the fields and make your way to Bula's hut on the outskirts of Mistvale.
Nice.
Well, now we're gonna have to make ourselves known to Bula, right?
It's getting dark now. It's getting to be nighttime. With your day of travel, so
You can give them the pin, and then
Yeah.
worst case,
That's
like
what
you
I
can
intend to
yeah.
do.
take it off them again.
Let's go talk to her normally first, and then see if they want to know how they die. Let's consent.
You want to know
them,
how you died?
Let's not just
She might
give it,
not have died.
force it on them.
Yeah, so like a gold elf, a tiefling, a halfling, a warforged, a grung, and a goblin all walk up. Is like, hey, you want to know how you fucking died, dude?
the local healer says, "What is this? Some kind of joke?"
Yeah.
You
Let-
suggest
I'd
to make it
rather
over.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
Cool.
Are any of the dogs there?
Well, you see that
Oh,
there's
the dogs.
the hut. Like nobody's outside, but you can presume that she's in her hut because you can see that there's candlelight.
Cool. Yeah. Knock on the door. Knock knock.
Dogs don't react. Okay, you knock on the door. The door sort of opens a crack, and you see the familiar face of Bula, which is weird for some of you because you haven't met her, but she is familiar. And she kind of goes like, "Well, hi y'all. How can I help you, weary travelers? It's a little late.
Hello.
Do you need help?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I suppose we do.
We would like to have a cup of tea and discussion, please.
Are y'all trying to rob me? Because it's
No,
not going to
we're
go well.
No,
We're
absolutely not.
friends of Yo.
All right. Well, look, you can try. I've got 4 huge dogs in here. Okay.
No, we don't want to steal from you, actually.
All right. Well, come on in then, because
Jar of honey.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty bold. Oh, you brought some honey. Thank you so much. All right, come on in, honey. And then she like, I can sweeten up my tea with this. And then she like goes in and like she sits down and just like you see the 4 dogs, Ruff, Biff, and Bork, all just sleeping on the floor. How are they?
Hornet goes in
They're-
first and just kind of turns around to the group and finger guns as they like back into the room.
But she lets you in. She's like, "Well, I'm gonna be honest. I was pretty bored, so I'm kind of appreciating this. But this is maybe the weirdest thing that's ever happened in these parts. How can I help you?"
Trust me, it's gonna get a lot weirder in a bit.
Oh, that's not something I like to hear.
We're
We're
from
being
the
as ominous as
future.
possible.
Whoa,
and
hang
the
on.
past.
Are you like a religious thing, or are you trying to?
Not really.
No.
We need your help. We
Alrighty. How can I help?
There's a few things. We need to talk to Yeoman.
All right. Why didn't you go get Yeoman then? Since
'Cause-
you know him.
Not particularly. This is the thing. We're from the future, but it's also the past.
She goes like.
Would you like to see?
She goes, and then one of her dogs like wakes up, stands up, and walks over beside her, and sort of like interposes itself between you guys.
We can give you
I sort of,
a pin.
I sort of like, just so everyone's just like, please, and I sort of reach out and I like take out a pin and I just say, set it down. It's just like, you can put that on, and it'll explain everything. It'll make it easier, but it'll also be very, very confusing at the same time.
If you don't
Well-
want us, if you want us to leave right now, we will. We had
Val.
difficult, but we've met you before, and we knew you were very nice. We had tea, and you're gone with your. I'm gonna name all the dogs.
What'd
And
you
like
do?
name like. Oh, she did tell us the dog's name anyway.
I think she
gonna-
did. She told you. No, she told you because I told you, so she told you.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
so I'm gonna tell her what their personalities are like. Like if there
Okay.
was one that was really rough, two loves to play together, one always sleeps, like
Okay,
that.
no problem. You give a. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That's good. You do a brief description of her dogs and how they act. She goes, well.
And I go
I
that
don't-
one
I
in
don't-
We
front of
also
you.
met your sister and helped her out repairing that grindstone thing.
She's been trying to get that done. All right, look, I can't get any more confused than I am now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this. And she puts it on. She goes, "Oh my goodness! Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh god!
Yep.
Oh
Should
my
we see
goodness!
what
Oh
she saw then as well?
yeah, like basically, like you see that she was happily tending to her hut. She was making dog food out of just like bits of scraps of meat and some grains and all that. Once you hear like she heard like off in the distance, kind of like a, and she like
Rumbling.
she like looked out the window and she just saw like these circular blasts peppering the town. Immediately she snapped her fingers like frantically. All the dogs like got up from where they ran out to the garden and got onto like a dog sled. She hooked them up and she like rode her way towards town. She saw like people she saw like Simonette lying blown apart in the road. She saw all like the buildings were completely ruined. By the time she got there, there was just like it was just ash and stuff falling down, and there was bits of people strewn all over the place.
Up.
Um,
Not good to see.
and then
Gosh.
and then she sort of like kneeled in the ash, just like unsure of what to do. Whenever some guards sort of went through the area, like saw her and peppered her with crossbow
Ooh.
bolts,
Oh,
God.
and that's where it ends.
Oof.
Yeah.
Big oof.
I'm gonna be putting on her favorite tea.
Okay,
As,
she's
Chris,
like,
I was gonna do that. I can
Like,
think it.
Look,
I'll need this.
that's gonna happen. She kind of like runs around her kitchen. She finds like it looks like a sundial, but there's like stone that seems to move in the middle. It's like we've only got about 4 days for this, 5 days, maybe 4. I don't know.
but we have ways to try and prevent this. Now we know ahead of time
She is
what's going
freaking.
to happen.
She's so upset. She's freaking out.
Yeah, we're gonna try and calm her down. Not calm her down, but like just trying to help her through things, help her process. Not be like, "Hey, you calm down."
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, breathe.
Okay. That's fine. Actually,
We
that's
gotta
fine.
like bring like the friendly dog over and like get her to like calm the
Alright.
dog.
Okay, so she pets her dog. She starts to relax. She goes, all right, y'all. Okay, okay. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna fix this? We can fix this, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
We have actually more time to fix it now than we had before. You
That's
said
a
4
relief.
days. Right.
And
Okay. What?
and as
What?
well, like you saw everything like explode, so you could like tell us where the bombs are and stuff because you saw them.
I'm sorry, I didn't really see much. I was out here. By the time I noticed what was happening, the explosions were already happening, and then I was. By the time I
Wait a
got.
minute, I guess we all saw them too.
We did. Yes.
We
Um,
do.
Look,
the other thing is,
How
I think-
many are there?
There were a
How many
couple we
explosions
saw
were
there.
there?
It's kind of hard to tell, like, because again, you're both getting incomplete perspectives here. You guys were in a building and only saw it through a window. She only saw it like initially through a window and then from very far away. So, but you can tell there's. From what you can piece together, you heard at least 10 distinct explosions, but there could have been more in the cacophony.
yikes.
Bola, look, you understand that this is going to be happening, and we're here to try and prevent it. Now, we understand that you might not know anything about the explosions, but can you tell us who in the town has been acting strangely or differently the last while?
Well, I don't know. I don't go into town all that often. I mostly just see people that Yeoman asked me to see. Artie's dad's been acting weird. That's the talk of the town. He's
Artie's
being really
dad is
nasty.
a plant creature.
Oh God! Oh gods, no! Oh, Artie, he was so mean, but I don't want that to happen to him.
No, I think he's already dead. So.
We might not have
Alright,
happened yet.
yeah.
We're here earlier.
Already.
Oh, we are.
fine.
I heard it.
If he's
I
acting
don't know.
mean, we'll know he's not a pondling.
Do you remember how long
when-
Artie said it would have been weird?
No, he didn't say. He just like my dad's been acting weird. He didn't like say a timeline. He just sort of drunkenly rambled at you guys.
No,
Because
worries.
Winifred
need-
has been acting a little different, but she's sort of just really old. I thought it was just her mind going. I don't know. Could be that.
Right.
She didn't seem that different.
I think we need Yeoman. Yeoman knows everybody in town. He knows the layouts. He knows what everybody's like.
Yeah, you're right.
He'll
You're
be
right.
able to organize things a lot easier.
She like reaches like for a bit of parchment on her desk and like grabs a quill that's sitting in an inkwell and quickly scrawls a message, rolls it up, and like one of her like she picks up like it's like one of those whiskey bottle things that like St. Bernard's would have. It's like one of
Yeah.
those but a little smaller, and she like puts the message in the barrel, puts it on the dog's head, and goes, "Yeoman, go!" And then like the dog just and like runs out of the house. I was like, he should be here in maybe an hour, so I don't know.
All right.
Enough
the
time to
gold
drink
ritual
this tea.
cannot.
I can't drink anything. My stomach's all in rumbles, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up, folks. I'm sorry. And then she gets up and she quickly like stumbles out the back door
Well,
I'm gonna follow her.
successfully traumatized someone.
into her garden.
Following her. I'm following her.
Okay,
Making
no
sure
problem.
that nothing's happening.
Good
Okay,
point.
no problem.
Mhm.
You go outside. She's just poking her guts up.
It's fine. I'm just gonna like rub her back.
She's like, she's like, the tomatoes don't mind acidic soil. I think this is okay. And she finishes throwing up. She's like, I'm sorry. That was awful rude of me.
It's fine. It's fine. I was throwing up like 2 hours ago as well.
She literally looks she looks like she feels a lot better after you say that.
It's true, I had to hold his hair.
Okay, happily Robin in the chat. What happened is that they are aware of the events as they happened, and they made their way to the town to prepare. They're talking to Bula right now. They went a different way than the train, so they don't think the Gold Riches know, and they're trying to work out the plan with Bula, who is that
Yeah.
orc healer from the first episode. Okay, sorry. Continue, folks.
So, if Yeoman is able to organize the people that he knows and tell us who's been acting weird, then we can quickly kind of almost covertly
Interrogate them.
sort this out. Well, I mean, sort this out. And if anybody knows, everyone has any abilities to try and figure out where the bombs are, then
Or at the least evacuate.
What are we
I'm
going
gonna-
to do if Yeoman's one of them?
Oh, Yeoman wouldn't be one of them. He's so sweet. He's never done anything
We
different the
thought-
whole time I known him.
We thought the
We
same
thought that
thing.
about Val
Yeah.
and Hornet.
Yeah, because everyone says I'm really sweet, mainly because I'm covered in honey, but I got turned into one of them too.
Now
Mhm.
listen,
Weird.
Now listen. I don't mean to insult y'all, but you guys are a lot less strong than Yeoman is. I don't think one of those things could have held him.
um,
I'm pretty strong.
do you have any weed killer?
Weed killer? No, I just sort of I don't mind the weeds. I just dig them up and plant them somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dude, what hurts weeds?
Well,
What's bad
salt.
for plants?
Salt sometimes you can salt the earth and things don't grow there, but I don't really do that because it's not
Oh,
very
the
productive.
book. Tell the book. It said it
Oh,
had, it
yes.
had weaknesses.
Now it didn't say
What'd she say
inherently
about-
anything, but however, things that it had ate, if they were poisonous or venomous, then it wouldn't. It seemed to not digest them and spit them back out again.
Let's try to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, probably best idea.
Yeah, his PC's crashing super
Right.
hard.
Well, what I mean is if Yeoman comes here and we pour some stuff on him, and if it like, you know, hurts him a lot, then we know he might be a plant person. And if it doesn't hurt him and he could just like brush it off, then we know he's Yeoman. Or we can stab him. Like, well, not stab him, but like cut his finger and see if it's like actually blood.
I got a little salt, but I don't know where we get any poison. I don't know anything. There's nothing around here that's really poisonous or produces
I
poison.
sort of look over to Wilfred.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
I mean, Wilfred would kill a normal person, so let's not go there.
Now, mechanically, that's not the case. Grungs aren't quite
Okay.
that like dangerous. They're I'm going to assume that.
Well, I mean, like the poison would have the same effect on like someone like a person as it would have someone.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It only
So,
does. Hey, bud.
Sorry, my PC's been crashing like fuck.
Oh, that's okay.
We understand.
Oh, yeah. Would like if we cut his finger, then we'll be able to see if it bleeds, like blood. We'll
Okay,
make
yeah,
it bleed
'cause
his own blood.
You guys do remember that you made me bleed my own blood. You guys do remember that the whenever you stab the people, they didn't bleed the same way. They sort of just
Yeah, I
like melted
suppose
when we
when-
killed them. So
When I shot Val Pod and when Roscoe killed Hornet's Pod, then yeah, it was green. So
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to check. I
was
think
that
the
about
healer is
poison?
probably the
Sorry.
best. Um,
sorry, what did you say, Dom?
What was that about the poison there? Because I missed a whole pile there.
That the plant from the book that Tal found. And by the way, is Dylan's video on for anyone else? No.
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 Okay. That's fine.
You
That's
get Discord loading logo for him.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, it'll load or it won't tell him. There's nothing we can do about it right now.
yeah, just leave it as is.
Yeah, no, it said from the book that Tal found, it said the body takers aren't fond of poison because they spit out venomous animals and stuff like that. And they were just trying to figure out if they had a source of poison before like the group kind of looked at you.
Yeah, like Wilfred can just kind of start sweating a bunch and pop it into a vial.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll say you're able to get a little vial of poison because you're able to apply it. Although I think typically you just
Okay, that could be very beneficial. We could all have like a little vial on us, so if we get eaten, we can pop it and like.
No. You know what? By the books, it says that it's contact with them, and then you can apply it to a piercing weapon as part of an attack. Well, he can apply it as part of the attack. I'll say you can get someone a vial, but not enough for each of you to have one. I'll say you can get 2 vials, and if you wanted to get any more of that, you'd be depleting his poison reserves for the day, and his poisonous skin trait would stop working for 24 hours.
What about like a scarf? I'll pull out one of the scarves I bought and like cut it up and then kind of like wipe it on the skin a little bit and then give everyone a bit of scarf.
Okay. How are you handling it? Because if you're touching the poison, you're gonna have to take poison damage.
With some gardening gloves.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
Wilfred just pulls out sterile gloves and hands them to Val.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
So Wilfred hands you these very odd gloves of a material you've never encountered before. Now, Chris,
Yeah,
these are
put them on like
neoprene
this.
gloves because this guy regularly travels through time.
Strange. Kind of fashionable. How do you make this?
Okay,
doesn't matter. You can tell me later.
I'll say there's enough for all of you to get a scrap of poisoned cloth.
I don't think I'll need it because I'm a construct, not a creature.
Fair enough.
So they would be less inclined to eat me.
Take it anyway, just to be safe.
Yeah,
I mean, yes.
you two do, like the 2 of you that turned into podlings do distinctly remember being digested.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Pretty good.
Now, as you're sorting out all this, you have a cup of tea with Bula, and then Yeoman comes in through the door along with Bork, who was the dog who was sent to get him.
Bola, could you ask him to bleed? Like, just take a pinprick and
He
see.
kind of he walks in like, "Oh right, my lover, you summoned me. Oh, we have some guests, do we? How's it going? How is everyone? Nice to meet you. I'm Yeoman. I'm basically the mayor of this town. We don't really have a mayor, but I'm the biggest, so I do a lot of the things that need done. I work on that farm that's over there. I
Yeoman.
plant the trees. Yes.
We have a halfling. We know what that means. Have a seat.
Oh.
We need to discuss things.
Well, all right.
I weren't saying that.
Oh, well, I got some good news for you, little one.
He gets free drink in the tavern. I know.
Oh, you must have been here before then. I didn't see you. That's odd, but that's all right. I'll sit down. What's this about,
Supposedly.
Bula? Okay, he looks a little concerned and weird. I was like, "What's going on, Bula?"
It's probably best we explain.
Bula
it
sort
to
of just
him.
like quietly looks down and like looks to you guys like I don't know what to say.
Who's willing to forget for a little bit, just in case?
Well, we have
You
to-
have another.
we have
You
another
have another
one.
spare.
Bula,
Yeah.
You can take them
Joe-
off again. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
yo, we'd like you to see something, and we need to first of all take a blood sample. Bula can attest.
And then he turns and looks at Bula, and Bula does not. And he goes, "Well, if Bula says it's okay, I suppose. Just any old drop of blood. You don't mind how I get it?"
Yeah, it's fine.
He's just like
It's whatever feels choice.
he just pulls like he pulls like a badge that was on his like coat out, and he just pulls it off and goes, "Poof," and he goes, "Ow, that's smarts." And then he goes like, "Well, there's some blood for you. Where do you?" And he kind of goes like, "Where do you want it, actually?" And
It's
he's
red?
bleeding red. He's bleeding red.
Okay, good.
I just put it in the hand.
And he sort of puts a drop of blood in your hand. He's like, "Is this some kind of spell or witchcraft?"
Like smell it, like see if it smells like
It's-
iron.
I know. Roll a medicine to check how good you are at identifying human blood.
I'm an assassin, dude.
Okay, yeah, actually, you're fair enough. Yeah, that's blood. That's human blood.
Yeah.
You're not a plant, but you're anemic.
Oh,
Too much iron in your blood.
That's typo negative.
Magneto, nice. Hey, that's
Okay,
my
so-
All
blood.
we need.
So he just kind of looks confused now. He's like, "All right, is that all you needed?"
All right.
Yo. Do you want to see how you die?
No.
Val, if you take my hand and just assure me why we're here, I'll take the bullet for this one.
You guys have a spare badge.
I gotta give him my.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
have a
give him
spell.
the spare one.
Yeah,
for
but we
now.
want to try and hold on to that one in case of
Yeah.
You can
anything
take it
happening.
off
Take it off and give
again.
it to other
It's
people.
a
Yeah.
normal badge.
It doesn't like
Yeah.
attune to people. Like
Yeah,
as
it's
soon as we
just
take
on,
it off
or
human,
it's off. Like you can take it back off.
forget
Human, it
everything.
wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotta.
Oh, well, in that case, bonk.
Did you just
Yeah.
put it on him?
Oh.
no, we're not gonna just put it on.
Gonna hand it to him.
Human,
Okay, cool.
this is the fate of the village. Depends on it.
And he looks at Bula. She nods again. Well, all right then. He puts it on. He goes, "Oh my gods. Oh my gods. All right. What do we need to do?"
What do we see from Human's perspective?
He was right. He was in the town. He was in the town center having a drink. He had just stepped out for just to get a bit of fresh air. He was sick of Artie's shit. Artie's been too nice lately, and it's kind of pissing him off. But he didn't say that to anybody. He's too nice to say that. So he stepped outside to get a bit of air. As he was just sort of sitting there, he was watching Simonette make his way towards the tavern. He went, "Hello, Simonette," and then Simonette sort of like is walking, and a part underneath her starts to glow. And a small
Aw,
glow,
hell.
and a
Hey,
small
is it a
glowing
glyph? Does it look like a glyph, or does it
It's-
look like an
it's kind of
start of
hard to-
explosion?
It is third person. It is a glyph activating, and a small
Okay.
circle, a small bright circle appears above it, and it's just floating there for a second. And then several, several more start to appear around the place. And Yeoman's kind of like, "Oh, these," shouts out to Simonette, like, "Oh, are these fairy lights or something?" And like they make their way closer, and just like they're just looking at it. This little ball starts to sort of like,
Oh,
it's just sort of like,
hell.
I guess a little bigger, and then it gets a little bigger.
Oh.
And then it gets a little bigger, and Yeoman's just like, "This is so odd," and then he pokes it, and it explodes. Instantly,
that's the end
Yeoman's
of him.
perception ends there. But
Yeah.
he poked it, and it exploded.
I'm glad he
so-
didn't feel anything after.
Well,
He's
That was a quick
essentially
death.
he was essentially vaporized
Yeah,
instantly.
yeah. Okay.
No,
um,
Simonette was split in half. It was fucked up. She was too
Yeah.
far away to get vaporized.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
Yeoman just goes, "Oh God! Oh, that was I killed. Oh my God, that was my fault. I killed Simonette. Oh my goodness!
You did
Oh,
not.
God."
was not,
Yeah,
it
but
was
it was
not
too
your
close.
fault.
And then he was like, "Yes, no, I can." Kaufman, that bastard!
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull that gnome's head off his
Wait-
body.
wait a
Sorry,
minute.
he says to Roscoe.
wait a
Sorry.
minute, do you know where he is?
Huh.
Well, he's usually around the Citadel.
Oh,
He
God damn it.
sometimes to get a drink or something, or to make an order. He's very bossy and rude. I never liked him.
Oh, and
Yeah,
can
I
I ask
mean-
a question?
Yeah, of course.
Because they've all put the badges on, do they see what we saw?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. That's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
see
He
what-
saw the Kenku.
He saw
get
all
killed.
that perspective. So he's sort of just like he's overwhelmed with all of it now. He's like, "Ugh, right, what are we gonna do about this?"
Well,
We
in
need
terms
to
of the-
protect the village. We need to get the Kenku, rescue the Kenku, and then anything else to do with the gold riches is up
What,
to
hang
you.
on. Hang on. What are those creatures? The plant things.
Oh yes, that's
yeah,
half
those
of
are-
saving the village.
Oh,
Yes.
how long have they been here? Oh, Artie, no!
It's not happened yet. Maybe it
I
has.
think it
How
has.
what
It
was
already has.
RT?
It's already
Yeah, Artie's
No,
already gone.
No, I met Artie this morning and he was being a jerk.
Right, that's fine.
Artie Junior
Right.
should be all right for now.
Yeah, well,
That's
that means
good.
like Artie Senior's all right at the minute too, so we should probably get to him before like shit happens. and
All right,
stuff.
all right. Look, I'll help you whatever way I can, but what do you need me to do?
Right.
Do I just hand out these badges to people?
We don't have any more.
That's
That's
all
it. We
we have.
don't.
All right. Well, does it? And he takes his off and he's like, "Hello there, everyone. A little confused here. What's going on?"
Can you put
Yeoman, that badge
badge
is
on?
brilliant on
Can
you.
you put that back on for a second?
And he puts. Oh goodness. I forgot what was happening there. I'm sorry.
So like, don't take it off. I don't know unless like you could get everyone out, because
Well,
you know.
I could definitely get everyone out. That's. So what you think I should go and get everyone and get them out of the village?
We don't know
Comes with
who's
the problem
who
with
is.
the tree things.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Lotteries.
Yes, still.
see the way the time demon is the one that sent me back to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Would I kind of retain any of the memories of what the badge has shown me if I was to take it off?
No, you would be aware of that you are here to on a quest from the time demon, but you would forget everything that happened in that loop. You'd just be like neutral. Now, if anyone else takes their badge off, essentially they're going into autopilot, and I get to control them until they put it back on. But if you take it off, you'll still get to control yourself because you're kind of outside the timeline, but you won't know what's going on. By the way, speaking of, does a 22 hit, Jason?
22, that just hits, yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you're sort of as you go around the corner, a guard, someone in a guard's outfit, just sort of punches you in the face.
Oof.
Well, he more hits you with a shield than anything else. You take one moment. You take 3 bludgeoning damage and you're knocked prone.
Okay.
He doesn't say a word to you. He just stands there. And then from behind you, from those other corridors, people start to walk out in unison and point at you and go,
Oh no. Oh jeez.
That's scary.
Yeah, and they start to make their way towards you. You are prone. You have to use half your movement to get up.
Do I see any path that doesn't have these people?
Well, in front of you is probably the best bet because now the corridor behind you has been flooded by them. With like, there's about 2 came out of each one. Now there's only one guard in front of you. And you think there's it's a 10-foot corridor, so there'll be room to kind of skirt around them or fight past them. But
I'm pretty nimble. I'm a halfling.
okay,
I'm gonna get up.
it's your turn. By the way, that was a reaction on that guy's part, so it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna get to my feet. That's half my movement. I'm going to try and shove this guy.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, I'll just regularly attack him.
Okay, no problem.
With
Roll to
my,
hit.
With my sword.
Sword.
That's 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, it deals 11 slashing damage.
Okay, so you cut his arm off in one fell swoop, and it's just sort of like a green, like mossy interior is what's waiting in there. You see it sort of shift around, like it almost looks like maggots, but like made of plants. It's really gross.
Does any of the blood splatter get on Roscoe's face, and it just shows up in our timeline?
No blood gets on him at all.
Does he get knocked on his ass in our timeline?
He doesn't fall over, but he kind of like looks a little stunned for a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So you cut it off. His arm falls off. It's green. No blood comes out, and he doesn't react at all. You cut off his sword arm. So he now doesn't have a sword though.
Okay, and so the way I'm gonna run, there's a couple of guys around there. I'm gonna try and throw an axe at one, maybe to like, because if I hit someone with attack, then they can't opportunity attack me.
Jason,
Okay,
I'm gonna strategically try and hit someone so I can run past them, basically.
No, so are you?
Jason,
No.
if you disengage for every nobody can take reaction opportunity attacks against you.
That's true, but I've already used
I
the
just-
attack action.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to say
the
that.
attack action on this guy, so he can't use a reaction to do a opportunity attack, right?
No. Yes. That's true. That guy can't opportunity attack, and the other guys that are coming up behind you aren't quite in range yet. They're coming out of those doors, but they're coming towards you, but they're not in range yet.
I'll have to run past
So-
them then.
Okay, cool, no problem. You run past them without any issue.
Okay. I'm also gonna use this action surge to dash.
Okay, no problem. You get a burst of speed and run forward and make your way
Yeah.
down this corridor. It's a pretty straight shot corridor. You see, it sort of goes into a T junction. Which way do you want to go?
Okay. Based on like where I knew it was roughly in the citadel, which way would lead towards like the wall or the exit?
The outer wall, probably. Hang on. So you went in. Probably the right is what you think.
I'll go right. Also, I'm gonna use second wind.
Okay, no problem. That heals you up, doesn't it?
1d10 plus 10.
Sweet, no problem. You do that.
Wow.
13.
Okay.
Back to 12.
You run. You turn right and go around the corner, and nothing's in front of you. But we're gonna switch back now.
Yeah.
Now, just to quickly explain what that was, Robin, because I'm sure she wasn't there for the first part. Roscoe's still in the future as well because he didn't die in the first timeline. So he's simultaneously having to fight for his life in the original timeline and try to fix the fuck timeline. Okay, so yeah, Yeoman's sitting in front of you and he's like, right, so what do you need me to do then?
Who do you trust in this town?
Everyone.
Unequivocally.
I'm friends with everyone.
Unequivocally. No. Who?
Bula, Simonette, maybe Winifred, although she's kind of losing her mind a little bit, I think, with the old age.
Hell.
Oh, but like she in the bar was like thinking stuff was weird, so maybe she's okay.
She's been saying that for years.
Yeah. The only
Oh.
way that you can know is if you test their blood and it drops.
All right, well,
The only thing is, if you start acting weird, the Goldriches might catch on that something's happening.
right,
If you
well,
can-
Baroness Matilda, I trust as well. She seemed normal. I didn't notice anything weird with her.
As much as I am paying to ask you to do this, but if you can remember as much as you can where those glowing
Yeah.
apparitions happened, mark out where they happened.
All right, do you have a map of the town?
Yes.
We do.
We do.
Sorry, I know you do. I don't mean to ask questions. It's just this is very odd.
It's fine.
No,
Fine.
Alright.
it's a lot to adjust. I wasn't even there, and it's taken a lot for me to adjust.
But also, like when we went to the bar the first time and I wanted mead, the lady at the bar was like, "Oh, I don't got any, but I like to plant some wildflowers," and that's kind of like plenty. So maybe she was one.
Does anyone have dispel magic?
I
No.
do.
We
No.
could,
You
I
do?
do.
the glyphs are on
That's
the
the
ground.
important one.
If we disrupt the ground around them, it might destroy the glyphs. Just break up the ground. It's no longer on a flat
Right.
surface.
Okay.
It could also set them off.
I don't think it would do that. They usually only have one trigger.
Does,
actually
any,
very
does
was on
anybody have
that day.
Molnar or anything?
What?
Does anybody
Could
have
I
Molnar?
learn Molder? Could I like prepare that actually? Let me check.
Yeah, you guys could rest here if you want, and nobody knows you're here yet. If you still have several days. If you wanted, you could rest and get all your spells in order and all that. Because I'm gonna say you weren't prepared for glyphs and stuff because you didn't know that was the story, so you didn't get that done on the boat. But if you wanted to take a rest now, I'd let you do that.
Yeah. I think Yeoman needs to gather people that he trusts, check their blood, make them pair up, like so they are never separated, like preferably in groups of 3. Like anyone he really trusts in town, pretty much get as many people as you can, and then try and pretty much completely like repave the whole area or like fuck up the whole area.
Okay, so are you
Like
asking
just like a bunch
them
of
to do that, or-
plows and just like plow the entire like town.
Okay, or now are you're asking him to do that rather than you guys do, like him to organize that? Yeah.
Yes, because the people in the town
Yes.
would trust him more than us random people.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would also.
But also like he knows anyway, but just like reinforce like never travel alone. Do not sleep outside. Travel in groups of 3. So if one of you needs to rest, there's at least 2 people that would be awake. One
Okay.
to watch each other.
We know. Hold on. We know that RD Senior is going to get taken by the Podlings, right? We're taken over by the Podlings, and Owen had said previously, like if we don't intervene, stuff will carry on as normal. So if we never
Yeah.
kind of like interact with RD Senior to disrupt his
This
timeline, he's going
is-
to become a Podling.
This is
Yeah.
interacting though, right?
This is the best that Yeoman can do. He drew some X's on the map. That's about as far as he could tell in terms of where he saw the glyphs on the ground.
I think like if we're talking about disrupting the land, like they're all farmers. Yeoman could get the entire town, just bring plows and just plow the entire thing, get it done like a couple of hours.
The gold witches
Can
would
you make
definitely
a-
become suspicious if they began plowing up their main
Can
street.
you? Hang on.
Yeah,
Can
but
you make a?
it becomes suspicious, but it'd be like, why are you guys plowing the street?
Are,
And
are
then
you
there's
are
not
you
like,
are you explaining this to him as you sort of are you
Yes.
trying to come up
yes,
with
yeah, we're throwing ideas out.
Well, listen, I could probably do that. I could probably get people together. I could if we organized a specific time or a signal, we could do it quickly so we disrupt while you're doing something. Although
That
I
would
won't.
be
I'd rather get everyone out of here. I honestly don't know if I can go through with this. I just wanted to get everyone to leave.
Yeah.
Yeoman,
don't
if you
know
get everyone to
who you can
leave,
trust.
the creatures will be with the group that is leaving, and the group that is leaving will be isolated with creatures.
Well, if I'm just, I could look out for them. I could. Right.
Owen.
Yes. Dylan.
See with the glyphs and stuff.
Mhm.
If I was to cast the spell Frostbite on the ground around it, would that disrupt the earth and destroy the glyph?
I don't think so. Like I think this, let me just take a look at your spells to see if anything.
I mean, I have
um,
dispel magic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
This
Yeah,
is
probably
it
our
is very good, but like dispel the dispel the magic. Dispel magic. You'll need to know exactly where they are. And
we don't have infinite spell slots either.
yeah,
It-
yeah.
The spell Frostbite, is that a spell you have done?
I think
No,
it is the
frostbite.
spell frostbite.
Yes.
Alright, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, the spell Frostbite. Okay, sorry. I thought there was a spell I just hadn't heard of. I don't see Frostbite. What does Frostbite do? Let me see.
It's like a touch spell.
Common crossings, yeah.
It's
I
range
don't
60
think
feet.
so. I don't think that would work, Dylan.
That's grand. No, I just wanted to
no,
ask this because it would
It's
mean
touch
then.
spell.
Are the
Yeoman.
halflings like directly controlled by the body grabbers?
Also, it's not a frost. It's not a touch spell. It's 60 feet.
Yeah, 6 feet. It's kind of
What?
hard for you to tell that, but you got that. You got that. I sort of idea.
Would
off
my
it.
would my book be able to tell me
You could have-
anything
you-
about
you
that?
could look. You could look more at the book if you want. Like you
Yeah,
only saw a few
yes.
pages.
We should read more
Yes.
up on these creatures. There might be a
Hmm.
way to just kill them.
I will say that I will tell you this, yeoman. Right now we are
Yeah,
literally
you-
ground zero.
We-
If you froze, buddy,
Right
right
now.
now we are.
Right. I think
No.
Yeoman needs to travel
Hang on.
back
What
to
did
town.
Cal say? Cal, could you repeat that?
Sorry.
Right now we are. Just repeat what you said.
Yeoman, right now we are literally ground zero. If you try to get everyone out of town, you are going to infect not just your people, but possibly the entire
But
world.
we
with
don't know
whatever
that they're in with us. They could be separate. They could only go so far. We don't know anything about these creatures.
We have a book that.
And
gives-
why would you take that risk?
read the
Well, why
book.
don't you read? Why don't you read? He stands up. Actually, credit. Why don't you read your little book first? These are my people. These aren't your people. I'm going to save them whatever way I can.
Val's
As,
gonna
as
like.
he's doing that,
Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
as he's doing that, Wilfred wants to jump up onto Tell's shoulder, pull out a flashcard, and draw two hands holding each other like shaking hands. Hand it to the yeoman, and then point to us.
Okay, he doesn't.
He's telling us we need to work together.
I knew that, but I need to put my people first. These are my family.
We're putting your people first as well, Yeoman. We just.
I know, but I want to get them out of here. I don't know.
Yes.
I know.
Listen, I don't know if I can do this. Listen to me. I'm going to take this badge off, but you just tell me the name Eleanor, and I'll do whatever you say. I'll believe you after that, okay? Trust me, I know myself. And if I don't listen, then just put the badge back on me. It's fine, okay? But I can't do this while I know what's going on.
Okay.
And I'm just too scared.
Okay.
That's fine. Bo, you can
I'm
keep your badge
sorry,
on
everyone.
then
And then he
case-
pulls his badge off, and he's like, "Oh, hello there. My
Okay,
tea. Oh,
Yeoman.
my tea's gone cold. I'm sorry. Was I talking too much?
we're
Yeoman.
having a bit of a chat.
You, Eleanor?
And he kind of like leans back in his chair, looks at Bull. He's like, "How did you know that name?"
Difficult to explain. Your people are in danger. We need you to help them.
Organize them.
All right. What do you need me to do?
Well, we still don't know much about the creatures. Alvin, you need to read the book more.
We'll
Okay.
do that.
Yeoman,
I'm doing it,
for
I'm
now,
doing
you
it.
need to gather people that you trust, test their blood, see if they're bleeding. If they're bleeding red, They must stay in groups, and they must watch over each other.
All right.
There's
Okay.
creatures that are pretending to be your villagers in this town, and it's the only way we can figure out
Who's who?
who's who.
All right. Well, look, if you knew that name, only I know that name in relation to me. So, all right, I'll do my best, I suppose. You just gather people and check if they bleed, and then keep them.
Pretty sure
Should I gather it?
someone who isn't the real him.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well. All right. I'm gonna go gather people, and then what? What do I do after? Should I gather everyone in the one place, or? No.
No.
The people that you gather, and you're sure they need to travel as a group to somewhere safe, and then
Outside of town.
Bula goes and Bula pushes, like she kind of like looks down and pushes what do you call him, Yeoman's hand, so the badge goes back on. She goes, listen, we're all over the place. We need to calm down. We need to make a plan and do it right. Like Yeoman, calm down. We're gonna get through this. You can lose that knowledge in a second, but we don't know what we're dealing with. We need to get a whole plan together rather than trying to piece it together when he doesn't know what we're talking about. You know. So, guys, take some time, finalize a plan.
What's
Okay.
in the book?
I'm gonna keep reading through the
Yes,
book.
that's fine. Make an investigation check to
I'm gonna
because it's a big volume, so you're having to like use some smart research to try and
Can
figure
I
this out.
help him actually?
Yep, roll with advantage. Kyle, Dylan,
Fuck
you were gonna say?
yeah.
I was gonna say I would give you a hand because I can read all writing. McCready, you can't read this book.
Fair enough. Actually, yeah. There's no way for McCready to help. That's true. Yeah.
So
Wilfred, you can do that then.
I got a 14.
Okay. Well, on your with advantage, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, no problem. Now, what
Skip
exactly?
file.
Hmm?
Trans rights it.
I gave mine to Jason for earlier.
I think
you
I
can
have
use my inspiration if you want.
Cool.
If we need that info, sort of thing.
Right, so Yeoman pretty much just said he prefers to get his people out of the town.
Yeah,
so-
Yeoman's basically too scared to like go through with any plan while he's except for getting everyone out of there while he's got the badge on. Like he can't deal with the knowledge of this.
And I think
Then we'll be
if
able to take.
if he has the knowledge and we get him to try, if he doesn't have the knowledge and we get him to try and like plow the ground to disrupt all the glyphs at the same time, that's too high risk. I think we just need to make sure that the people are safe and get them out of here.
Yeah.
We could do
21.
that.
21. Okay, great. Kyle, you learn a hell of a lot about these creatures. With Wilfred's help, like you're kind of like frantically flipping through, and Wilfred just kind of looks at you with what you think is disbelief. He's a frog. It's kind of hard to tell. And he just kind of like takes the book off you and opens the appendice at the back, and then finds like the spot that you need to go to, flicks it back, and hands it back to you.
Look, it's my first time with this volume, okay? Cut me some slack at least.
No, essentially what you find out, that was such a high roll for this, I'm just going to read you the description of these creatures, okay?
Hell yeah.
Whether hailing from the stars or sprouting from hidden depths, the malicious vegetation known as body taker plants seek to become the dominant form of life wherever they appear. These invasive organisms subvert whole societies by consuming individuals and replacing them with duplicates called podlings. Body taker plants view themselves as perfect organisms and seek to dominate the lands where they grow. To their minds, a world would be healthier and more efficient were they in control. Anyone who disagrees either lacks perspective or is fit to serve only as fertilizer. A body taker plant roots deep, spreading near invisible filaments through the soil. Should any of these fibers survive the plant's destruction, the body taker plant regrows after a matter of months. Salting or poisoning the soil where it grows destroys these filaments and prevents the plant from reappearing. They are vulnerable to poison. And the podlings can communicate with the body takers as long as they are within a mile, I believe.
Mile? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
So
might
we
even
destroyed
be
the big
longer.
body. We salt where it grew.
Yes,
Salt
hang on,
the
what-
land.
Dissolve the entire town, basically, just to be
Yeah,
sure.
including some of the
Then it-
farmland.
Yeah, it's farmland, so that's good.
Damn.
And the podlings die when the body taker that made them dies.
So we
And
cut
yeah,
off
I think
and-
it's a mile. Yeah, no, sorry. up they can see the body takers can see through their podling's eyes within 10 miles of it.
Oh,
Wow.
hell.
That's everything you get.
That's a lot.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we just need to get them to
Relaying
scout
that,
the
yeah.
entire town, and I would say
Right.
a
Now,
bit of
it's
blind,
where basically the
entire
way that
time.
works is where it grows where you killed it. Like if you kill one of them, salt that spot. That's what does it. It's
Yeah.
not the
Okay.
whole
It's not the
place.
entire
Oh,
time.
okay. I
yeah.
thought because of the filaments and stuff.
No, no.
too.
Yeah.
No.
So we need to have 2 teams then. We could have like team fetch Kenku and team kill pods.
Now, I
Right.
want to remind you, you don't need to save these people.
Yeah.
But we would
You-
like to.
That's fair. If you'd
Do
like
it.
to, that's perfectly fine.
We
We,
have the chance.
What we need to do is give Yo the information so that he can make his own decision. We're here to save the Kenku.
Well, I mean, I would have
We've given
relayed
him
that
the-
out as
we-
is anyway.
Okay,
So
no problem. So yeah, that's fine. So you explain all that. The whole group now knows all of that information, which is great. That's very useful. Yeoman goes, "Oh God, they must have really rooted deep. Then I don't. Right. Okay, maybe we should fight these. I don't know. Right.
know
So,
the
okay. So we've got these plants. We've got explosions, and you lot have got to get that Kenku thing, that
Yes.
Birdman.
Yeah.
If you think that disrupting the ground will get rid of those explosions?
I
It-
think yeah.
It's worth a shot.
All right.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those plants there are.
Well, I mean, we kind of know the location of 2 of them because, like, one got me and then, like, a different one
Yeah.
got Val.
No, I
3 of them.
I don't know if the one
Three.
that's
Actually-
attacking me is a different one or not. I can get my
It is
Yeah.
now. Basically, you found 2 more, Roscoe, as you were going through that
4.
garden.
at least
Oh,
4
hell.
of them.
Oh, Roscoe, you found 2 more while you were.
Yeah,
You are
just
doing that.
I'm running from a couple right now.
Right.
Owen,
Right. Yes, still.
I would like to step outside and bring two
Alone.
of the dogs with me,
Okay.
and I would like to speak with the time demon.
Okay. All right. Great. So you pull right.
So
So
way earlier.
no, he
I-
only gets to use it once. So you go outside,
This is a good
and
point.
you pull out a little piece of paper. It's a flashcard. That, you draw a hourglass on it, and you rip it in half, and the paper starts to crumble and turn to sand and swivel and all that until a facsimile of the time demon appears, made out of sand in front of you. He's not fully here. He's just manifesting through the sand to speak to you, and he goes,
Yeah.
Wilfred, how's it going?
Few questions.
Ask away. You've got a lot. You've got all the time in the world, but you don't have forever. Remember.
I know. Fatalist time.
I want to point out the stopwatch is stopping while you're talking to the time demon.
Nice.
Oh,
You know, and also I just want to quickly check something. I have enough material to extend this to another session if you guys want to call it quits soon and go back into it. It's up to you. I don't mind. I'm happy to go till midnight because I've got nothing to do, but it's up to you guys. But I want an answer now.
I think
I'd be up for continuing it later.
yeah, another
Go to
session
midnight.
would be dope.
Okay, no problem. So we're gonna finish relatively soon then. But
Alright.
the stopwatch is paused for now. Like this stopwatch is paused. Okay. So, how's it going? Well, yeah, we got all the time in the world, but you don't got forever. So hurry up.
Fatalist town. Is it necessary to the main timeline?
No, not at all. They can all die. It doesn't matter. It's only McCready and that Kenku need to get out of here. Like even you could die if you needed to. And I must implore that if it's you or the timeline, you should pick the timeline.
Oh, every time.
Because if you fuck up the timeline by not, you are fired. If you have a chance to save this and you don't do it.
Oh no, it's the timeline every time. I know.
All right. So no, the people aren't important to this. You can save them if you want. I don't care.
Fuck, I had another question there.
Oh, again, all the time in the world, just not forever.
Do they know how many of the glyphs that explode are in this town?
I'm not sure. Let me check let me see look at the file. And you see like he sort of turns, you see his signature asymmetrical horns with the sand flowing through, except it's all made of sand right now. And then a shape of a file manifests as he reaches off, his hand disintegrates, and then he pulls it back, and then it's got a file in it. He goes, right, okay, let me see. All right, there was, I hate the way we do this. We have a cap on these. We just say more than 15. If it's more than 15, we don't know the exact number, but there's more than 15 of these glyphs. We reported more than 15 high-level glyph spells being cast with a high-level spell in them that were activated simultaneously. That's all we could get before too much interference,
I understand.
Owen,
Yes, Chris?
are we allowed to metagame a little bit?
Oh, you froze. Or I
Are we
froze.
allowed to metagame a little bit?
Depends. What are you trying to say?
Just talk to Dylan and tell him a question.
Yeah, you can say to Dylan to ask a question because Wilfred would have thought of these questions.
Yeah.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
How many plants, Dylan?
But let Dylan continue for a bit first. I think he was going to say something as well.
Yeah, okay.
I've lost my train of thought, so just ask me your questions.
Well, he said, I'll try to rejig. He said there was more than 15 there. High level spells all activated at once. You know how it is. We get interference.
It's not coming. It'll come back to me in a wee while. Chris, what was your question?
My question is, can the time demon give us like an exact time and place that the Kenku is going to be isolated? Or like something like that, some like information about like an exact time where we could like pop in, grab him, go.
Okay. Do you want to ask him that? Yeah, Dylan?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. He goes, nah, I'm afraid not. We weren't keeping track of all the individuals in this town until, you know how it is. We don't pay attention to these things until an event happens, and then by the time the event happens, it's too late. It's already happened. And it's about to. Let me hang on. You see, like, again, leans back, disintegrates a bit. You hear a drawer opening, and then another file, and it's like, there's a smaller one. He goes, right, Clatter Smash, Kenku Wizard. Sometimes he's allowed in the roof of that place. He actually he did a minor time event while he was up there once. That was weird. Why didn't I see that? Yeah, I guess he can get on the roof sometimes because he almost ruined the timeline once up there. Huh? I gotta give out to Janice. She should have told me this.
The time demon goes off screen.
Hang on a second. And you hear, Janice, could you come in here? Not now. In 5 minutes. No, 5 relative minutes.
I knew that was coming.
In what dimension, sir?
I don't. That's the dimension, demon.
Start counting until you reach 5 minutes.
Okay, Dylan, any other questions?
I'm going to ask him about that timeline event.
I don't know. It's fuzzy. I think it's in a different department. He was trying to cast some kind of spell, and he interacted with a major event. I think he just observed it, though.
What Soph asked, how many pods are there?
Well, how many body taker plants?
Yeah.
Oh, more than 5, less than 10. I know. Look, I know this information's weird, but look, and he holds up the page, and it's just a clock. He's like, it's not exactly specific.
Came up with reading the details that he's reading off on this.
No, not in the same way. You're getting like it's like as each like the it's a bit of paper with a ticking clock on it, and as each thing ticks, a little bit of information is communicated. But then in the space between those ticks, there's nothing. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you're getting like 80% of a report, but like there's like random sentences missing. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Can you tell him? Ooh, Dylan, could you ask him like who gets turned into a podling, kind of in what order? So we know who to walk. Like, does he know who gets turned into a podling?
Yeah, sure. 2 humans, then an orc, then another human, then everyone.
Bruh.
Does that help?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I'm going to ask him one last question.
All right.
In regards to the Kenku time event, if he finds any more information on it that could help with restoring this timeline, Can he send it to me or pass it on to me somehow?
Yeah, okay, I'll send you I'll send you
fax
some.
it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can. I think I've got a grandfather fax somewhere. I could probably use that to get it to you for your timeline. And then like you hear beep 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 beep, and he holds a Casio wristwatch up.
Yeah.
He's like, sorry, you're out of time. Listen, do you need more time? I was able to get a little wiggle room.
Another day, probably.
Another day? Okay, no problem. And then like,
Time demon, your 4 o'clock is here.
Janice, I told you to come in here.
So do we get
Or were you my
here?
4 o'clock? Were you my 4 o'clock the whole time? Oh, right. Look,
Push it back an hour.
yes,
Time demon.
look, I'll give you another day. And he kind of like waves his hand, and then like all of you feel the events of that day shunt one day forward instead of you guys being a day back. No, instead, like before it was you guys went backwards. This time the event is going forwards.
Okay.
Oh.
We have another day.
Oh,
Yeah, that hurts.
It fucking hurts.
Oh shit.
Like
Oh.
all of you
Is that
people are like,
means
oh!
Roscoe's moving in real time?
Roscoe? Like, does all the events that Roscoe had all happen at the same time?
No, Roscoe was unaffected. The time's weird, dude. He goes, all right, I gotta go. I guess Janice is my 4 o'clock, and then it's just the sand just disintegrates.
Just
Now-
before the sand disintegrates, Wilfred is just going to shout in, "Hi, Janet."
Hi, Wilfred.
I guess I'm Janet now.
Yeah, you're Janet, I guess.
Janet.
Uh,
Janet.
Alright, Dylan, brilliant. We know that the Kenku may or may not be on the roof at some point.
Yeah.
The best
now-
time to get him. Does anyone know fly?
Yes.
I can
I can
learn
fly with
Right.
my bees!
Wait, hold on. Did I take it off actually? But during that fucking long
It's
rest.
fine, we got an extra day.
Yeah, we
You get
can
an extra
do
day,
that.
which is translating as an extra hour. So you have. I'm saying it. I'm going to make a note of it. You have 1 hour and 35 minutes left. The time is not going to continue anymore because with the sand disintegrating and yeah, with the sand disintegrating and Wilfred standing outside, we're going to end the session there. And actually, no, we're not.
Okay, no.
Roscoe, you're running through the corridors. People some podlings start to burst out of the doors beside you. But they can't quite reach you as you're running past. You're just kind of out of range. You're running forward. It seems to be a straight shot. Roll a dex save.
Dex save. Okay.
Mhm.
What is that? I got 9.
Okay.
My
Is there any
trans
way
rights.
trans rights yet?
Take my trans rights now.
There's another inspiration available too.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah. So a trap door starts to fall underneath you, but you're able to kind of like scramble your way off of it. You make your way through the doorway, and you see like it's sort of like you're in it goes into like a room, like a square sort of officey room. There's a door to the left, but in front of you, sitting at a desk, like it's weird. The geography is weird as hell in here. But sitting at the desk is Kaufman, and he goes, Roscoe, no need to run, and that we're gonna end the session there.
Oh, you get a chance to fuck his shit up?
Right.
The
So
path.
Let's
the
go.
way
Beat the
this worked
crap
is
out of
you had 1 hour and 35 minutes. That has been upgraded to 2 hours and 35 minutes. The extra day is translated as an extra hour.
So we have exactly until halftime of the show.
Well,
More or less.
So
Now,
like
here's the-
from the
now,
start of the show till halfway, that's our time.
No,
More or
yeah,
less.
we usually have a break like an hour in.
yeah. The break's usually at the start, and it pauses during the break. The stopwatch.
So are we 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Yeah, 2 hours
Yeah.
and 35 minutes. Because
Gotcha.
like what I
Okay.
said that the time demon shunted everything forward, that translated as an
An
extra
extra
hour.
hour. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so thank you all. I hope you guys are enjoying this very odd little series of ours.
Weird session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, like,
God.
like as long as you guys are having fun with it.
What a one shot, am I right?
Yeah. See,
What
it is.
my
It's
one
really
shot?
serious.
It is a one shot, but time works really weird. So
Time is a weird soup.
I was just
we're
about
gonna
to say that, so
When
Now,
these
this-
are uploaded to YouTube, it's all going to be one session, but squished down, played
Nice.
really quickly.
Oh, that'd be funny. Right, so Jason, next week maybe.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, cool. So we'll continue the Unusual Suspects next week. I'm enjoying DMing again. This is really fun. Thank you all so much for everyone for watching. and I hope you're enjoying these time travel shenanigans. Next time,
I accidentally immediately cut it away. I forgot. Did
you?
We're on now, but I actually
Okay.
got
Okay.
Okay, great. You're incarnated.
Sorry, there was. Hello and welcome to Unusual Array.
We're back.
Time works strange. We're doing our next session now.
Thank you so much for watching, and tune in next week for more time shenanigans at the same time. 7:34 on QCon Belfast. We have some socials on Instagram and Twitter. Unusual Array on Instagram and Unusual Array D&D on Twitter. Come check us out, and obviously subscribe to QCon and stuff because they're really great, and they gave us they gave me the opportunity to do a time travel. They let me do like time travel and Invasion of the Body Snatchers at the same time. Like hell yeah.
Man.
So
Invasion of the time travel.
4 out of 10. See you guys next week. Thanks for
All right,
watching.
Thanks for watching. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.